Welcome, Rambler fans, to another great season here with the Rambler Sports Network. My name's Roger Coates, alongside with Dominic Santina, who's back alongside this year for the action. We got Colin on the camera crew, so he's checking us out. We got the new mobile RSN trailer that we're standing here broadcasting from. The fans are rolling in to Earl Brotherston Field, and Dominic, the weather couldn't be more better for what we're about to see.
Oh, it's a beautiful night here tonight, and we have a beautiful view here as well.
We have the Kingsley Stags moving into town tonight. Their record 2-1 as they are coming in. The Ramblers will host. As you know, our Rambler season is off to a great start. We are 3-0. So the Ramblers look to stay undefeated tonight, which would set up a perfect match next week.
A big matchup again next week. We got Traverse City, which always turns out to be a good game, as we know last year. That overtime winner by Maceo Roman. It's going to set up another good one. Last week we got our 8th shutout in the last 2 years, so we'll have to see how we do tonight, and hopefully it's a win into next week.
Absolutely. We want to bring you a couple of highlights from last year. As Dominic mentioned, last year was a fabulous year, spectacular ending to our season, 12-0 before we went to our state semifinal championship game, and we're going to roll some tape here to just kind of witness some of what Boyne City Ramblers went through last season.
This is it, last play of the game, pitch back to Maceo.
He's going to get it! They win the game! They win the game! They win the game! They win the game! Maceo! They're open!
Boyne City Ramblers stay undefeated in the conference! Maceo Roman winning the game.
How about that? First time ever in school history, the Ramblers have defeated Traverse City St. Francis 3 years in a row, and look who it was, Maceo Roman.
We wanted to go for the win, and Coach decided to have faith in me to run it in, and we did, and we pulled off, and we get to live another week.
Stop. First down of the Rapids. This is when the first 30 seconds left. Oh, he fumbled it! That's a fumble! That's a fumble! That's a fumble! Boyne City wins the game! Wins the game! He fumbled the ball! He fumbled the ball! There's Redmond for three. That's it! That's it! 1,000 points! That's it! 1,000 points! 1,000 points in his career. On the money.
Well, that doesn't happen very often. And you look at the history of Boyne City basketball, and Corey Redmond just put himself up there with some the biggest names in Boyne City basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Redmond makes that list.
Boyne City Ramblers district champions tonight, wrapping up a perfect season. Max, you are a true leader. You've earned everything you guys have done this year.
Boyne City wins!
District champion!
Looks almost like a D formation here for the Ramblers. It's a base waiting to set here. It's going to be a handoff to Mike Smith up the middle. Right down the middle. He's got one man to beat. He's got to beat four. He's going to score. He's going to score. There we go. 6 yards into the end zone. Touchdown, Ramblers. That'll seal the game. Here you go, Kevin. Here comes your cannon.
That's how you finish Rambler football, boys.
This is a lot of fun. We should do this more often.
His hands right now. 10 seconds left to go. Here's Baypont. Kicks out to Willis.
Derek Willis hit the three. There's 1.9 seconds.
With 1.9 to go.
Just killed it. Oh my God. Derek Willis hits a three-pointer with 1.9 seconds. Look out! We won! Boyne City Reds! Champions! Regional championship! First time since 1990! Boyne City wins!
Unbelievable, dude. This is our first regional since I don't know how long. Last time I was here, I was a freshman and I came up short, so this is just a dream come true.
Field once again, and just like 2001, we're going to the state semifinals.
Ball gets knocked around. 2 seconds left.
It's over.
Boyne
City is going to the semifinals in the Breslin Arena. 55-48, and they win it.
What a performance by Boyne City. They weathered the storm of a McBain run there. Great senior leadership. We saw big free throws knocked down the stretch. Good job handling the ball. Wise timeouts by Coach Redmond and good adjustments. And Boyne City going to the semifinals of the state. And here comes the scoring section.
I live for the applause, applause, applause. I live for the applause, applause. Live for the applause, applause. Live for the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause,
all around, Rambler Sports Network was there to capture all of it last season. Thanks to the footage that we just brought to you from the RSN crew, we were able to flash back and see how last season went. So, Don, we can only hope that this season is just as spectacular as Boyne City has already begun a 3-0 begin to this year.
And what a season it's been for our Ramblers. We lost a couple key players last year. Maceo Vroman breaking the high school record for touchdowns. He graduated last year, moved on to Western Michigan, looking to try to play down there. Mac Alexander, big on the defense. Max Cooper, our leader, quarterback last year, also gone to graduation. So this year's team really looking to try to move in some players to pick up those key positions there and help out our team.
And with the players that did leave, let's not forget the players that are returning. We have some really key players that led the team last year in tackles. Let's begin with Luke Sage. I think he's over 40 tackles already this season. Led the team last year in tackles and was one of our all-state players on the team. We also have Tanner Crizel coming back on defense. Between the two of them, you add Malik Smith, Carter Wilmot, our defense is just as stout.
I'd never want to face a combo of Crizel and Sage. Both of them, they combined for over 60 tackles already this season. Tanner's got 1.5 sacks, and Luke and Tanner combined have got 8 tackles in the backfield. So they've bulked up again this winter, and they're both just big guys you don't want to mess with.
Now let's talk about the offense. We know that Max Cooper left, and that left a void at a very key spot. We have quarterbacks coming in. Derek Willis, you saw some footage, a very key shot in the last year's regional basketball game. That three-pointer shot earned him quite a reputation on the basketball court, but here he's out this season earning quite a reputation as our quarterback as a senior. We also have Mason Gardner as a sophomore.
They've been splitting time. Mason Gardner, he stepped in well. He's only a sophomore, but he's 5 for 8 for 93 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Willis not seeing quite as much time as Gardner, but he is 2 for 2, 31 yards, and has a touchdown himself. And let's not forget, against Charlevoix, it was Tanner Crizel who connected with Luke Sage for a 67-yard touchdown.
Amazing. So we have it in the air. We certainly have it on the ground with Malik Smith still in the backfield. That's another key name. A 4-year starter on this varsity squad. We have James Roberson running behind him. At wingback, Taryn Bell replaces Maceo Vroman. And also on the other side, we had Tanner Crizel move into the other wingback position. So look for a great offensive start. On the other side of the field, Mendon brings quite a few talented players. Keep an eye out for number 7, Daniel Gellis. He's their leading rusher on the Kingsley team. And keep an eye on that fella. Number 36, Nick Endress. He's an all-region defensive tackle on the other side of the ball. 2 key players for the Stags.
Well, we talked about Malik Smith, and what a breakout season he's had again this year. 55 carries for 404 yards in just 3 games. Add 5 touchdowns. Mason of Roman who? We got Malik Smith.
I think if you do the math, that averages to over 7 yards per carry. Unbelievable. We saw that highlight reel where he broke away against Pine River for that long, long run. And what a treat opening night against Mendon. He had something very similar to that, didn't he? Break away and take off for a nice long run to open that season. We're going to turn it over to Mr. Ivy and his band as we get ready for our national anthem. Some Rambler football as we get kick-started here for tonight's matchup against the Kingsley Stags, coming to town 2-1 against our own Boyne City Ramblers, starting their season undefeated at 3-0.
I'm really looking to watch both sides of this football like we talked about earlier. Let's see if Malik can keep up his 7.3 yards per carry tonight. And let's see if Luke Sage and Tanner Kruzell can keep making a mess of that backfield here against Kingsley.
Fans, if you're watching at home, could you please send out a message to everyone else looking to also watch? Our password each week as we broadcast will be the date of that broadcast. For example, tonight, it's September 18th. The password will be 09/18, and that will be the routine as RSN broadcasts throughout this season.
You know, one thing we did not mention yet today, Boyne City is ranked number 4 in the state. That's a big one we have not hit tonight. We are behind Monroe Catholic, who won the state championship last year, Ithaca.
At number 1.
Yeah, who we had crushing defeat to last year. Jackson, Wilman Christie as well. So
we are in great company. Boyne City certainly making a name for themselves way up here in the north. And if last night's JV game is any indication of how tonight's game will be, look out. We have quite a contest.
It'll be Tanner Kruzell once again for this Ramblers team to kick off. We have seen many times before the leg he has on him.
Won't be surprised, Dominic, if he can kick this all the way in through the goalpost at some point tonight.
Short kickoff there. It's going to be a return fumble. Kingsley's going to fall on it.
A fumble on the first play of the game. That's what the Ramblers will bring to this field. A little bit of just hysteria to the other team. Their eyes better be wide open as our guys are around out there already.
That was Nicholas Andres on the fumble recovery. Kingsley will take over at the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
Kingsley starting a junior quarterback, Nathan Shaw, number 13. Look at their offense. It looks very similar to ours. 2 wingbacks in a wing T formation. A tight end dump pass, and this one is a breakout pass. We got Taryn Bell on his heels. Can he catch him? The first play of the game goes all the way down to the 4-yard line. That's big tight end number 88.
Tyler Case on the connection all the way down inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Kingsley. And look at that, 80 yards of offense right away. And that has been one setback for this Ramblers defense, is our defensive backs not covering those passes. That's what's hurt us the most this season. And there it is, first play of the game, 80 yards in the red zone, inside the 5, 1st and goal for Kingsley.
And boy, what a view we have right here, Dominic. We're on the field this year. You can see the crane. We are just to the left of that crane on your screen. The ball gives to number 7. He's their leading rusher, taking it around the other side, and he dives in.
Touchdown! And that is Daniel Gillis. And it is 6-0 Kingsley, just 27 seconds into this game. 2 plays and a touchdown.
78 yards on 2 plays. And you said it, Dominic, these guys must have watched some film against that Charlevoix game. Our secondary really had some trouble guarding that pass. And keep an eye on number 7. He's their Maceo Vroman this year.
That's Colton Saradsky and Taryn Bell trying to make the tackle. Just steps in. Extra point. It's good. It's 7-0 Kingsley. 11:33 left to go in the first quarter, and they'll be kicking off to Boyne City.
Extra point good by Shea Kokorin. Coach was telling me he was a soccer player recently, moved to the football squad, and makes sense. We had a couple Gardners that did that, didn't we? Played soccer and became quite the extraordinary field goal kickers for us through the years, starting with Austin and then Dalton last year. That puts him on the season, I believe, 9 for 10 for extra points, and that takes the 7-0 lead to the Boyne City Ramblers, who will receive this kickoff.
One kid we already mentioned. We mentioned Derek Willis switching over this year to try to fill that quarterback void, but we also have to remember number 8, Colton Saradsky, who's going to, you'll hear his name quite a few times, playing a defensive back. Him and Taryn Bell are going to be back deep to return this kickoff. Colton's got some speed. He can help out, so does Taryn. So we know Maceo returned a few last year. We'll have to see what these two can do, as it'll be Kokorin kicking off for Kingsley.
Kicking from the south end towards us, the north end of the field.
This one is going to go to
Roberson. Picks it up.
He's going to be brought down. That's number 49, James Roberson.
Roberson had a great game last week against the team. The Ironmen saw plenty of 49 as he played both sides of the ball quite well into the fourth quarter last week, and certainly made a name for a standout game for him.
He definitely helped out defensively too, adding 7 tackles to help lead the Ramblers.
Mason Gardner under center tonight, starting us out.
He'll pitch it to Bell on the outside. Nice block there by Dom Archie. Bell breaks through for a first down.
Boy, we had a nice line, Dominic. We saw one guy to beat in our lane, and boy, that could have been another
Here's the
big play.
Here's the pitch to Taryn Smith out there. Nice block. Archie with a nice block. And
right
Taryn
there,
just being brought down by,
one forearm tackle away from a matching score.
Jeremy Preston, number 56. Gardner off to Smith. He's gobbled up, but just on the other side of the 50-yard line into Kingsley territory, but there's a flag down. You know, that's another thing that's hurt the Ramblers offensively this year is penalties. We saw it in Mendon. It's been getting better a little bit every week, but they've had a lot of touchdowns brought back for penalties.
Well, that one was pretty obvious if you saw the replay we just did. A holding call there. That'll march the Ramblers back 10 yards from the spot.
This will bring it first down and 20 at the Rambler 38-yard line.
Quite similar, the speed and the size of Taryn Bell and their number 7, Daniel Gellis. We'll see if we see more action from Bell tonight.
This will be a pass by Gardner. He's got Cruzel.
What a catch! What a catch from Tanner Cruzel! A one-handed, he brings it in on the tip. Wow!
They're going to mark it just short, I believe.
This kid, Dominic, is a highlight reel every game. He kicks, he throws, he catches, he tackles.
It's going to be second down and short for the Ramblers, and Tanner Cruzel last week, we have to bring this up, a diving catch in the end zone from Mason Gardner. We've seen catches the last couple weeks that have just been amazing. Bell's going to go in motion. He's going to get the handoff. Going around the edge, I believe that might be good enough for a first down.
And that was Gillis that was first to reach him, number 7. And I would just like to highlight some of our new members of the Rambler Sports Network crew. We are growing with the talent as we recruited some new young talent this year for the crew. Many good talent left us last year. And so far, so good in capturing what they have already. Mac Alexander, congratulations. The first tweet of the 2015 RSN season. Thank you, Mac.
Mac also has made the Michigan State lacrosse team, so he's going to be another Rambler playing in college. Gardner keeps it. He's going to be short, I believe. No, they're going to say it's good enough for a Rambler first down.
I don't think the Stags sideline was too happy with that call. As I saw their reaction, they thought that ball was stopped. But Ramblers will bring up 1st and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line. Mason Gardner under center once again. And as I was mentioning, our crew so far doing a spectacular job.
Gardner drops back. He's going to look for Smith. It's complete to the left side. Smith going to break a tackle and more. He's going to be inside the 20-yard line, brought down by Daniel Gillis, and if he did not, Luke Smith might be in the end zone.
Give a little credit to Tristan Fessenden, also there with him, number 10. But what a shed right there from Malik. His maneuverability, always exciting to watch.
Taryn Bell on the outside, trying to give him a little help. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Ramblers at the...
Just inside the 20, it looks like, Don?
Yeah. No, we're going to be at the 24-yard line.
Just outside the 20.
Hand off to Cruzal, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of about 2. That looks like number 52, Dion Burke on the tackle. 2nd down and 8.
Excellent tackle, excellent read by the senior outside linebacker. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Ramblers.
Well, it looks like Cruzal did not gain any there.
Keep an eye on 12. I know Coach Hills will not give up on that play because he certainly likes to run Cruzal pretty hard up the middle. He has certainly shown his power and finesse both this year.
Looks like number 50, Claude Okert, having a little equipment trouble there. That's the reason for the whistle.
Malik Smith in the backfield, wing T formation.
Luke Sage out to the left. It's going to be a handoff to 10, and he's going to be stopped for no gain. 3rd down and 10.
Well read by Tommy Muth. Give him credit for the tackle as Gardner comes off for the next play. It looks like a 3rd and 10.
Gardner getting the play call from Coach Hills.
We have a big number 88 as well playing tight end who can certainly catch himself. Maybe this is the time Coach Hills goes to that tight end dump pass as Archie moves out wide.
Archie out wide to the right.
Playing a wide receiver position.
Bell in motion. And it's going to be Mason's going to drop back. A little pressure. Hits Terry Bell. He's got room.
And more. He weaves in through the defenders for Boyne. First touchdown of the night.
That'll be Mason Gardner's 4th touchdown pass of the season.
Let's take a look at this replay here. Certainly some well blocks. The defenders were downfield guarding Archie. What a great decoy. You've got Cruzell up front. You've got Sage in front of that. And Taryn does the rest with that great
cutback
coordination. Look at that.
Into the end zone.
And Sage sure picked up one of the most talented players on the Stags. Blocked number 7 out and paved the road.
That's Daniel Gillis. Mason Gardner now 120 yards passing. He is now 7 for 10 and 4 touchdowns on the season. So definitely helping out. A little bit more passing this year than last year as Cooper was more of a running quarterback.
And boy, Dominic, we have a game, I believe. If the Ramblers can find a way to tighten up that secondary and take that game plan away from the Stags, make them forced to run the ball, that's where we shine the most, stopping the run.
7-7 with 7 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Cruzel going to kick off again.
Good, man.
Love it when Mason Gardner drops back to pass. Coach Hill's a lot of confidence in his young sophomore quarterback. He certainly has the height for it, certainly has the calm demeanor. He's had that ever since third grade. I can remember coaching. He's just always calm and collected and has learned a lot about every offensive play that Coach Hill's draws up. Score here 7-7. Tweet us here at Team BCVI. Let us know your thoughts if you're far away, if you are a former Rambler player catching the game somewhere else. We'd love to hear from you here at RSN.
Cruzel will kick off again to the south side of the field. Big booming kick. It's going to be returned at about the 10-yard line. He's got a hole. He's got a steam. He's going to stay on his feet. Carter Wilmot on the tackle. And he's going to be brought down about the 23-yard line. And that is Daniel Gillis.
That's the superstar. And if it wasn't for that little last-minute dive there, Carter would not have caught him. Let's watch this. He had an excellent seam here. What happened? Let's break this down, Dominic.
Finds a gap right there. Taryn can't make the tackle. Number 58.
Thanks to
Dylan Hutter tries to stop him a little bit, and it's Carter Wilmot who chases him down and almost gets the football out. It's going to be a pass here over the middle, complete to number 88 again, Tyler Case.
Correction, that's number 80, Anderson.
Colton Sharadsky on the coverage.
Ramblers playing tough defense, 2 offensive drives in a row, stuck way down here inside their own 20-yard line or less. Nathan Shaw under center.
Handoff right up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by a group of Ramblers. Carter Wilmot in there on the tackle.
First to get there, Luke Sage.
Juan Wilson as well.
Hey, there's our former quarterback, Super Cooper, Mad Max Cooper, watching the BC football with Will Callow from Big Rapids. There's another name we should mention, Will Callow. We sure miss you on that line. We certainly need to fire up Boyne. Keep those tweets coming, boys. We'd love to hear from you.
Shire under center. He hands off.
Ball's coming this way. We got a good look at
Kingsley.
This corner. That's Abear, number 28. Sneaks it inside the corner. Taryn Bell almost got there to knock him out of bounds. But that will go for another 6 points for the Stags.
This is something the Ramblers have not seen much of in the last season and a half. Boyne City, like I said earlier in the open, 8 shutouts in the last 2 seasons. And if we didn't get a shutout, man, it wasn't more than 14 points. The last time, I think, well, Ithaca, but other than that, Traverse City St. Francis, I think, is the last one to score more than 14 or more points on us. So
here we are, not even 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, just over 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, 6:18, and 3 scores between the 2 teams already.
I see Coach Bricker talking to Tyler Heimball. Definitely got to work on this secondary. That's the second time they've been burnt there and let a pass. Shire's 2 for 2, 2 completions.
Nothing fancy from Gallus. He just took the ball and ran it right up the middle seam and found some daylight, broke free for a nice big pickup on that kickoff return. That's 2 big plays given up, one on the secondary first offensive drive and this one on special teams. If you haven't noticed, get a camera shot just behind the Rambler bench. We the girls mini cheerleader for a day. That's right, our track is covered with kindergartners all the way up to 5th and 6th grade girls who have dreams of their own to one day possibly be cheering for the Ramblers out here for our high school varsity game. So we get a sneak peek over there onto the right of the screen. You can see them with the girls cheerleading squad.
Kokorin kicks it, squib kick up the middle. This is going to be returned by Colton Soretsky. It's going to take a great bounce for Kingsley. Colton's going to pick it up at the 1 yard line, make a juke move, and he's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line and knocked out of bounds. 1st and 10 for the Ramblers.
Boy, if they didn't have to fight hard for that first drive, here we are with an even longer drive starting here.
Man, I really like this view. That was right there in front of us.
It's hard to watch the TV or watch the live, and either way, this is a win-win for us, Dom.
Yes,
Last year, folks, if you don't know, we were kind of behind the scenes. We were stuck in the back of the booth. Couldn't really see what was happening live. We were just watching everything from the teleprompter, but now this is amazing. We can see the crowd. We can see the people coming in. And live action probably 30 feet from us.
Looks like it's another penalty against the Ramblers. That'll back us up to our own 5-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ramblers.
Tough going. Stags have got to feel pretty good about where they're starting on defense. Mason Gardner under center.
He's going to send Taryn Bell in motion, and he's going to hand it off to Malik Smith, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Tackle by number 52, Dion Burke. Met him in the backfield, loss of 2.
Our offensive line getting just punished here by this Stag line and their linebackers not moving the ball very well up the middle so far. Had 2 complete passes that have worked well on our offensive side, but it'd be kind of risky to do a pass here, don't you think, Dom?
I think so. Mason's got some speed that he could scramble if he have to, but down 14-7, I don't think we want to go with it as he hands off to Cruz there. He's going to get to about the 12-yard line before being brought down by a group of Kingsley defenders.
Amazing from our point of view how fast that open closes. From where we were looking down, we saw daylight where Tanner could run, and then all of a sudden, it just closes right up. That's the hustle from this Stag defense. Getting to the ball brings up a third down and 5 to go.
I saw Daniel Gillis and Claude Okert there on that tackle for Kingsley. 3rd down and 5 from the 10-yard line. Gardner under center. He's going to drop back. Here's your pass. He's looking for Taryn.
Wide open, Taryn.
And out of bounds. It's going to bring up 4th down. It's going to bring up Luke Sage to punt. But wait a minute. We got a flag on the field.
And we're going to check this flag here in a minute. But
it's going to be a sideline warning to Boyne City.
Have a sideline warning.
Okay, and that was the call. We heard the ref right from here, sideline warning. And if you were at last night's JV game, that was a little bit of the frustration there as well.
Luke Sage will be at the goal, couple yards into the end zone as he's going to punt this one away.
Stags will look to have great field position, and look who it is awaiting the kick return. Punt return goes to Gillis. I imagine Luke was asked to kick it away from him.
Yeah, Luke Sage punts it in the opposite direction. Tanner Cruzel there snapping to Luke.
Becoming quite the long snapper, isn't he, Dom?
All the Cruzel brothers are.
A tradition running deep with the Cruzels, and as I mentioned, Tanner, he does a lot of spectacular things for this Rambler team this year.
Kingsley will take over at the Boyne City 45-yard line. 1st and 10, 4:34 left to go in the first quarter.
Right in. Hey, we need Jim.
There's also something new. The Boyne painted on the 50-yard line.
That looks pretty sweet, doesn't it?
Handoff. Number 44, Tommy Moof. He's going to run across the 40. Be knocked out at the 39-yard line. Tackle made by number 20, Tyler.
See right here, good footwork from number 44 as he gets away just on the outside of Malik Smith, who was there, diving at his feet. Couldn't bring him down as he skirts around Smith. And now Stags looking at a 2nd and 5. 4. And we want to just bring to you that we have
handoff up the middle. Swarmed by Ramblers defenders. You see James Roberson, Malik Smith, Tyler Heinball, Dom Archie. Everyone in there on that tackle. Troy Matthews. Booth on the carry once again for no gain. 3rd down and 4 at the 37-yard line.
Ashley Sutton doing a great job on our scoreboard tonight. So we'll come out and vocalize what the downs are as she's adjusting to that new technology.
Hand off to number 36, Nicholas Andres. That's going to be good enough for a Kingsley 1st down. Hand off there, and it's going to be Carter Romont and James Roberson on the tackle. Bringing them down, but not before Kingsley can get another 1st down.
Marty Moody, you got some popcorn? Popcorn! Oregon! Sounds of the game brought to you.
Sure, under center. He's going to drop back pass. Complete
there it is.
To number 88, Tyler Case. Tyler Heinball on the coverage, and he's 3 for 3 now.
Dominic Tyler played that pretty well, actually. He let his receiver sneak inside. The receiver knew where it was going. I thought Tyler shaded him extremely well. Thought the only chance he had was to get a hand in there. Instead, he went for the tackle, and just enough for a 1st down. Excellent pass, excellent reception. The Stag offense is really impressing me.
Tyler under center. He's going to hand off to number 28, Connor Hebert. He's going to go around the corner, be brought down by Tanner Cruzel at the 16-yard line. 2nd down.
And Lee tweeting in. I couldn't catch that last name. Something about a dog. Is that Lee Rainey? Not sure. There it is. Yeah, that is Lee Rain Dawa. Is it the dog? Take it to the crib, Malik. We sure hope we can pick up some more of those 7.3 hearts per carry from Smith tonight. So far, a tough going for the Rambler offense.
Right now, I think we need Cruzel and Sage to start getting into that backfield, disrupting things. But there they are. That's number 36, Nicholas Andres on the carry. Tanner Cruzel, there he is in the backfield.
Give a little credit to Zach Bears also. Number 67 sneaking in there for a glimpse of that backfield.
There they are. Tanner Cruzel going right around number 50, Clyde Okert. Throwing that block and getting into the backfield along with Zach to bring him down for a loss. 3rd down and 6 at the 16-yard line.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I'm right here, Dominic, when I say that this is the first time the Ramblers have trailed so far this season.
On Monday, actually, first drive of their game scored on us.
Okay, that's right.
Timeout, Kingsley.
Somehow, Coach Hills and his defense will certainly have to find a way to slow the potency of this offensive drive down. These Stags are looking fantastic. We're going to take this to commercial right now as the Rambler Sports Networks bring you the Kingsley Stags 14, the Rambler 7. We'll be right back on RSN.
Man, I've been waiting all night, man. That's how long I've been on ya.
Hi, my name is Tom Izzo, men's basketball coach at MSU. The threat of school violence is something that affects everyone and needs to be taken seriously. Okay to Say is a confidential way you can report anything that threatens your safety or the safety of others. If you see or hear something that doesn't seem right, submit a tip to Okay to Say. You can call, text, email, go online, or use the Okay to Say app. You could be the one person who helps prevent.
Welcome back to the Rambler Sports Network. We're bringing up a 3rd down and 6 for the Stags. 14-7 here.
Drops back pass. Nice deflection by Colton Saradsky, breaking up the pass. Intended receiver Daniel Gillis, and that's a first incompletion for Shire tonight. 4th down and 6.
I'd say that was a good read by Saradsky as Gillis has been playing wingback. When he moves out to the wide receiver slot, I would have to bet that ball is going his way.
Corin going to attempt the field goal here, trying to make it 17.
Oh, he got got a fumble.
He's going to scramble now. He's going to pass. Incomplete turnover. Boyne City will take over at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ramblers. Here it is, Corin Smith pursuing. Now Cruzel Wilmot tries to throw it. Almost picked off.
Coach Leonard from the Stags having a lot of confidence in his kicker. Corcoran is 4 field goals this season already. Talked to him earlier before the game, and he does have a lot of confidence in that leg. That's just a bad snap. Ball gets loose and wild, and there you have it. We take a run down.
Right there, number 9. That's your other quarterback, Derek Willis, switching over this year. Mason Gardner getting all the snaps so far today, though. As he drops back, he's going to look pressure from the right side. He's going to go deep, looking for Cruz.
Oh my God! What a catch!
30, 20. He's being caught. 10. Touchdown! Tanner Cruz. Chasing him down, and Cruzel kind of underestimated him a little bit with his speed. Had to turn on the jets there in the last 10 yards. But Mason Gardner and Tanner Cruzel connecting for an 84-yard touchdown pass. And when it left Mason Gardner's hands, I thought it might have been intercepted. Next thing you know, Cruzel tips it into his own hands. 84 yards in the end zone. And now he's going to try to tie this game.
Saw the hands of Cruzel, and there is the foot of Cruzel scoring all 7 of those points. And hey, Dominic, you think that gives Coach Hills a little more confidence in that young quarterback? Let's take a look at this replay.
Here it is, Gardner dropping back, a little pressure from the left side. Looked like I thought maybe 28. Connor Abear is going to make the interception. Instead, it ends up in the hands of Cruzel. There he goes. And we're going to see Corcoran here Gallus coming to the screen, and there you see Cruzel speed up and make sure he gets into the end zone.
Gallus nowhere in view on that initial screen, and then out of nowhere, the speed, you better respect that.
And that's a big momentum shift right there. That's 3rd down stop, deflection by Colton Saradsky, bad snap, pressuring him, getting it to turn over, and then Mason Gardner throwing a dime to Tanner Cruzel, 84 yards, and now it's a tie game, and I'd have to say momentum's on our side with 1:57 left to go in the first quarter.
Tweet coming in from a very special lady, that is Kimberly Coates. Team BCVI, it's okay, it's a long night, and the night just got a little better for the Ramblers. As we tie this up, 14-14, we can breathe a little bit easier now. But imagine that, 28 points down in the first quarter. I think if you came out for an offensive showdown, this is going to be quite a show.
Mason Gardner now close to 200 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season, so definitely showing off his arm this year in just 4 games.
Tanner Cruzel back out for kickoff. A little bit winded, I would imagine, but let's see what he's got in that leg still.
Nice boot right down the middle. That's not going to be a return. That's going to go out of the back of the end zone.
You would think Tom Brady came to play for the Ramblers, that big number 12 standing out there.
How about this? Tanner Cruzel just shy of 150 yards receiving on 4 catches, and he's now got his 4th receiving touchdown of the season.
2 coming last week in 1 game, and a rushing touchdown to boot. I'll tell you, he's done a lot for this offense and also on defense, both sides of the ball. Ramblers finally getting a break where they start. Stags, we'll see what they're really going to be made of on this long drive.
And it's going to be, looks like, a penalty against Kingsley.
Tom, I'm going to take a break and talk about most of the action that we're able to bring to you is coming from inside a 28-foot trailer, part of the new Rambler Sports Network broadcast, and we're peeking in at about 7 people standing inside, and all of them performing a specific role. Tanner Evans this year on technical director. We have Emma Vondra making her appearance to the Team BCVI crew. on replay. She's doing replay this year. Calcaterra, with all his expertise, training a new squad.
Shire under center. He's going to hand off to the outside. That's number 44, Tommy Muth. He's going to be brought down after a gain of 1. 3rd down and 14 as we tick down under a minute in the first quarter.
So where do you park such a big trailer like this? 28 foot. Where do you park it? Well, you park it right behind the auditorium in the high school gym. And we want to give a big shout out, special thanks to Dennis Amesbury and the city of Boyne City for helping in the construction of the new concrete pad in which the production trailer sits on. So thank you to Boyne City, Dennis Amesbury, and all the municipalities down there.
Shire drops back. He's got pressure. He's got a ton of pressure, but he's going to throw it deep. And we're going to get a flag here as Carter Wilmot runs over Muth. And they're going to get him for some pass interference. Not intentional. Carter Wilmot not trying to do that at all. Muth turns around trying to look for the pass as Shire throws up under pressure. And it's another defensive penalty for the Ramblers.
Take a look at this replay here. You see Tanner Cozell almost there.
Dom Archie getting a shot in there, Shire. Here it is. Wilmot runs him over, not on purpose.
I think in Wilmot's defense, he was playing the ball. He saw it up in the air, and
I think Muth actually more turned around into him, but can't change it.
So who do we got tonight on the hero cam up there, Dominic?
Hero, I believe, is Lucas Day.
All right, Lucas Day up on hero cam with his brother Trevor Day up there. And there's a look at us, Colin Fitzpatrick panning in over here. Here's the new trailer I was referring to, 28 feet of production, bringing you Rambler Sports Network live coverage. This trailer is going to Glen Lakes in about 2 weeks, so not making the trip down to St. Francis, but in 2 weeks, catch us at Glen Lake. As this trailer, we're going to take a peek inside here of the crew that I was just mentioning.
1st down and 10 at the 33-yard line of Kingsley. Hand off to Muth on the outside. He's got some room to run. He's going to be knocked out of bounds by Tyler Highball and Tim Bell, just shy of the 1st down, and we're going to be 4 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. We'll have to see if Kingsley can try to get one more play in.
Action will be coming this way, north going south in a minute, so we'll get to see. Here's a look at the production trailer. The Team BCVI crew spending a lot of time this week setting this up. You can see 4 LCD screens. Dom and I have one on the outside. A lot of technical work going on in there.
Shire's going to drop back and pass. Incomplete. Intended for Keenan Anderson. Suradsky on the coverage. Keenan Anderson, a junior, and he's another one of their big tight ends / wide receivers. And it was a little low for him to catch.
First time tonight that the Stags are going to be faced with a 4th down. 1 second left in the quarter. Decision time. What do you do here?
I think it's actually going to be 3rd down and 6. I think they have it wrong on the scoreboard up there. Looking over at the sidelines, and they got 3rd down over there on the marker.
All right, thank you for the correction, Dom. It is 3rd and 6.
Hand off to Abel. He's going to be brought down by Archie and Luke Sage. There he is. I've been waiting to say his name tonight, and he makes a big one here at the end of the first quarter.
Did you see that, Dominic? He pushes off on his block, still comes back to the play, and look at that replay. How about a triple-headed monster? Sage, Wilmot,
Archie,
and Archie.
And here comes Suradsky to help at the end.
Finish this off, Suradsky. Yeah, get your chip shot in there, kiddo.
That'll end the first quarter as we're tied 14-14, and we'll be right back.
Hey, you don't give a what they all say, right? Awesome, the Christian Dior. Damn, they don't make them like this anymore. I ask, cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real anymore?
Why I like to live Boyne? Why I'm proud to live Boyne? Because places like our library. Our library goes beyond being a place for research. There are author visits, places for community members to hold events, ebooks, computers, book clubs, and a large variety of programs for adults, teens, and children. It is amazing to have a library that is so involved in the community. My name is Jill Solomon. I'm a student here at Boyne City High School, and I am involved in our band, robotics, and drama program.
Sports Network, where the score here is tied 14-14. Ramblers just scoring to tie this thing up. Stags starting on the 2nd quarter. It will be a punt from number 5.
Almost blocked by Luke Sage there.
Fair caught by Saratsky will put the Ramblers at about their 34-yard line to start this second quarter. If you're just joining us on the Rambler Sports Network, well, it's been pretty exciting. The Stags, 2 big plays, put them up early. Ramblers clawing back with a 14-7, and then now tying it up 14-14 on a Tanner Krizel. What would you say that was? About
84.
Oh my goodness, 84-yard pass.
Look who's making his appearance now. It's number 9, Derek Willis, coming in for Mason Gardner at quarterback.
Mr. Clutch last year in the regional basketball championship game.
He's going to hand off to Tanner Krizel, who's going to gain about 6 before being brought down by number 50, Cole Oakert. Second down.
Nice lead block there from Zach Bears. You can check him out here. And Malik Smith getting his blocks in.
Carter Wilmot.
And we have Willis out again for another rep to start this second quarter. Willis is a senior this year, expected to probably start, but the confidence of Mason Gardner growing and growing, both of them getting some play time this season so far.
Handoff up to Smith, up the middle. He's going to be close to a first down, being brought down at the 44-yard line. And I'm sure Coach Hillis has no problem letting Derek drop back either in passes. He's a number 1 pitcher for the baseball team, so he's got an arm himself.
And a lot of confidence on how spectacular is that to have 2 quarterbacks to go to, a fresh set of legs out there, giving Mason Gardner a little bit of time, maybe drawing up a plan for the next set of plays.
3rd down and 1.
I agree with Mad Max right there. Best hands in the league. Tyler Krizel, he's got it again.
Here comes Tanner. On the end, and he's going to be knocked out at about the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Ramblers.
Sorry about that, Tanner. Big brother Tyler on the sideline, always out here coaching these guys up. Here's a replay look at Tanner Krizel. Malik Smith giving him a good lead block look. And Tanner just following big number 28 right up the sideline. Part of our RSN crew is having on hands a parabolic ear. That's one of those big pieces of equipment.
Oh, Malik Smith getting the handoff. And a big hit coming from Tyler Case in the backfield. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 from the 43-yard line.
And we can hear those sounds from that parabolic ear as we just heard that pop through our headsets. We're going to bring you sounds of the game here in just a few moments so that you can hear the live action yourself sitting right there in your living room from all the way at Boyne City here.
Let's go live! Center. He's going to send Bell in motion and hand off to Smith. Willis stumbles. Smith's going to gain maybe 2 as he's brought down by number 28, Abear.
And as mentioned, we are now going to bring you Team BCVI's Sounds of the Game.
Right now!
45 color.
That was a connection from Willis to Taryn Bell. And Willis now 3 for 3 on the season. Pitch to Taryn Bell. And he's going to be brought down, loss of 1. We talked about Taryn. He's got 20. That was his 21st carry, and he has 209 yards rushing. So 600 yards between him and Smith.
He's getting about 10 carries per game. speed of Taryn Bell. He can break that outside corner. You've got Tanner Crizel playing that end who can crack down on that D end and then watch Taryn go. Ramblers looking at 2nd and 12, ball on the 37. We're going to bring you back some more sounds of the game.
Okay, camera right, 45 power horse. Hey, watch that ball, you guys.
Hang out blue.
Oh, hang out blue. Great call. Right here, sir. All right. Power. Power.
So as Team BCVI brings you the sounds of the game, one of the coolest things you can hear coming from the sideline, even the plays coming from Coach Hills himself, calling that play into his team.
You could even hear him tell Derek to tell Colin Sutter to have a reach block there on that play.
Reach block, reach block. And as the night gets a little darker, the view on the Jumbotron gets a little more clear. And if the video is not enough, you have pictures all week long from Cinda Shoemaker. She's standing to our left. She's amazing. She's out here at most sporting events. Check her Facebook out to bring you all of the action through her camera lens, as Team VCVI is bringing you action through our camera lenses tonight.
Timeout by Boyne City with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the first half. 3rd down and 9 from the Kingsley 24-yard line. Willis under center. He's going to hand off to Smith. Smith's going to come to near side. 20. He's going to have a tackle inside the 10-yard line, and there's your 7 yards per carry. And it's going to be a Rambler first down.
Watch this replay again. Watch this. Punishing. Malik doesn't stop. He's not going to roll over right here. Great. Who's running replay? Is that Emma Vondra in there? Check this out. Right here, Malik Smith lowers the shoulder.
Little high tackle there by Tristan Fesden.
I don't know who tackled who there, Dom, but you're going to try to stop Malik Smith. You're going to pay for it. And that happened probably about 40 feet from us, so we felt that the earth shaking right here beneath our feet.
Willis going to hand off to Smith again. Here he comes. Near side. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Fesden again. He's going to be inside the 3-yard line, though. And it's Malik Smith starting to get those 7.3 yards a game per carry here tonight.
I think the difference is, Dom, Malik's so conditioned, he doesn't stop. He can do this for 4 straight quarters. On the defensive side, when they start to slow down and get a little tired, that's when Malik's going to start really juicing it up. That's why you get those big plays into the 4th quarter, because he's just so conditioned, so powerful. He's got the finesse. Number 10, let's give credit to him, coming back and giving him another pop. I don't think I'd want to come back for that.
This is the first time we've seen this. Boyne City on the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal, right in front of us.
I'm going to get a picture myself on my phone.
Willis going to hand off to Smith, runs him over into the end zone. Touchdown, Ramblers. And Fesden is shooken up a little bit, as that's the 2nd time he's taking a big pop from Malik Smith.
Yeah, he turned to walk away from that play. You can see the daze in his eyes. Boy, to have that role, playing safety, having to stop number 28 when he gets into that secondary, that's got to be a tough role to play.
Malik Smith now has 6 touchdowns rushing on the season.
So Rambler scoring coming from a host of players. Bell scores first, Crizel on a reception, and now a little dose of number 28, Malik Smith, on a 3-yard or 4-yard touchdown run.
Crizel, it's a no-doubter once again.
Ramblers take the first lead of the game as we hear that cannon go off. You better fear that cannon now, Stags. It is now 21 14. Ramblers taking the lead. We're going to be right back here on the Rambler Sports Network. Please don't go anywhere, Rambler fans. And tune right back in here to RSN Live.
And all over the place singing, we will rock you. Keep it. We will rock you.
What up, homies? That's Malik Smith. I'm Boyne, and this is Rambler Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Rambler Sports Network. Boyne City will kick off once again to Kingsley, and it's the first time tonight the Ramblers have the lead 21-14 with 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. It's going to be A-Bear, and it looks like number 88, Tyler Case, back deep to return. Interesting that there is no number 7, Daniel Gillis, back deep.
Probably giving him a little fresh set of legs, catching his breath, and we might see a dose of Gillis on this next offensive drive. Happy to see number 10 out there after that punishing drive.
Look at that. Tanner Cruzell, you don't see this much. Kicker asking for the crowd to get into it a little bit before he kicks off.
And here we go. Rambler fans responding. Kicks coming deep our way.
That's going to hit.
That ball's touched.
Number 88, Case. He's going to look for a gap. Now he's going to reverse field. He's going to block. He's going to beat Taryn Bell around the end. And he's going to be brought down by number 2, Luke Sage. And Taryn Bell is going to come around the end to help on the tackle.
Number 88, he was the first to score. I'm sorry, not score, but he had that first big catch of the first play of the game. Brought it all the way down here inside the 5-yard line, and he's now kick returning.
It almost looked good for Boyne City there as he bobbled the kick. But he was able to change field and get a little more room in between him and Ramblers defenders. And Kingsley will start at their 27-yard line, 1st and 10 with 6:28 left to go in the first half. It's going to be a reverse. That's going to be number 44, Tommy Muth, on the carry. He's going to be brought down for a gain of 1, 2nd and 9, as it was originally handed off to A-Bear, who then switched it to Muth. Rambler defenders were not what am I looking for here? I don't know.
Well, don't be surprised, Dom, if you don't see that play again. That play is going to come back again because I know the Stags like to run that play 2 or 3 times a game. And like you said, the Ramblers were a little confused where to go. So you can be sure Coach will go back to that play a little later on.
It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. And that's going to be number 36, Nicholas Enders. He's going to go nowhere. He's actually going to lose a couple. Third down.
Ramblers playing that extremely well, and all of a sudden, Dom, we see a shift in momentum here. Ramblers starting to play excellent, taking the lead, stopping this Stag offense, and they're now facing a 3rd and long situation. They have not seen this yet tonight, deep inside their territory. All starting with the leg of Tanner Cruzell, kicking it so far back in here. A mishandle by Case, and here we are looking at 3rd and 11, ball on the 25-yard line. We have about 5 minutes left before the half.
It's going to be a pass. He's got pressure. He's going to take a shot, and it's going to be incomplete. Shire took a shot from Tanner Cruzell. He was looking for number 88, Tyler Case. Pass is incomplete. 4th down and 11 with 5 minutes left to go here in the first half.
That's that big tight end. Certainly has the hands, but that one just out of reach. Fella's got to be about 6'3", wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, easy.
All of 220. As Chuck would say, a meat stick.
Kokorin's going to punt here for Kingsley. A nice punt. That's going to go to Colton Saradsky, who's going to return it. Nice couple cuts.
Oh, look at that breakout run.
Another
Still
play.
moving.
He's gone. 20, 10, one man to beat. Touchdown, Ramblers.
Yes! And we talked about it, the shift in momentum. How about a special teams play to switch that momentum him even more. Colton Saratsky, unbelievable. You're going to see this replay one more time. Weaving like nobody's business. I thought he was stuck for sure. Oh my gosh, I can't wait till Emma draws that replay right back up after this field goal.
I've never seen Colton have a bigger smile on his face. He probably broke 5 or 6 tackles there, a couple of juke moves. I think I saw a stiff arm in there as well. We had one man to beat, ran right through him and into the end zone. Probably about a 50-yard punt return for a TD.
Very exciting. It did go to midfield, and Colton finding a little bit of room. I don't know how he found it, but that little fella just made it look easy.
No doubter here by Tanner Cruzel. It's good. 28-14 Ramblers.
This is what the Ramblers want to see before they go into the locker room. Here's the replay again. Our hero Cam catching a great glimpse. Let's count them. 2,
3,
4, 5.
4. Juke move there. Now he's got one man to beat. Little juke move.
Just him.
Into the end zone.
Just him and the punter. And Colton Saratsky, hats off to you, kid. 28-14. Ramblers now a commanding 2-touchdown lead. Going before the half, we have about 4 minutes, 46 seconds. So Stags need to come back with an answer. Momentum certainly has shifted in this game.
Well, that's another momentum shift there by Colton Saratsky. He hit that big defensive stop there on that pass on third down here earlier in this game. Now giving us even more momentum with that kick punt return. I think Boyne City's definitely woke up defensively here.
Exactly, and that's what they had to do. They were just allowing too many mistakes on those first 2 drives. 2 big plays. Stags had it pretty easy coming inside the 10-yard line to work on their offense, and now having to work for it the last 2 drives. Rambler defense coming alive here.
One thing I can be about 100% sure is Tanner Cruzel is going to convert extra points. There's no doubters. He's kicking them 5 yards past the field goal.
There's a stat that we'll bring to you probably on our next broadcast, which is going to be in Glen Lake. How many extra points has Tanner made this year? And if he's not making kick extra points, remember the one game against Mendon, he scored 3 2-point conversions in that game.
I think it was Charlevoix, if I remember right. He actually kicked off and kicked the field goal. That's how strong of a leg this kid has.
Here's another kick from Cruzel.
This one's going to be just short. It's going to it's a fumble.
Another mishap.
At the goal line, it's going to be Case again on the recovery. He's going to find a gap up the middle, and he is going to be met by Carter Wilmot at the 15-yard line and dropped.
And if you don't think special teams make a difference, folks, take a look at Colton's play and now Tanner Cruzel's kick. This is the reason the Stags are having to start deep inside their territory. Another mishap caught there. 28 drops it, 88 picks it up, and watch this finish.
Carter Wilmot. Carter Wilmot on the tackle. And what do you, I guess, against a 6'3", 220-pound guy, what do you have to do? Get low, and that's exactly what Wilmot did. Shire throws over the middle, incomplete, feeling a little pressure.
He's looking for Case again. A little tight end inside route right at the middle linebacker spot and thrown just behind him. Stags looking at 2nd and 10. Clock stops at 4 minutes, 36 seconds.
If I was Shire, it's the second time in a row he's thrown low and out of the range of Case there. Case is almost like Kelvin Johnson, and I don't think Boyne City has anyone near the height except Gardner and Willis, but they're not going to be strong enough. I'd throw it up top to Case, let him go get it.
Carter Wilmot taking responsibility on Case at the moment.
2nd down, handoff up the middle. He's going to be brought down by Tanner Cruzel. That's going to be number 36, Nicholas Enders.
Interesting call by Leonard to go right up the middle there. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Stags. I was watching 88 number Case flank outside. I thought I was going to see an outside pass to him. Carter Wilmot right there, and also Tanner Cruzel jamming him at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 5 from the 20-yard line. Handoff up the middle again to Andres. He's going to be stopped just short of the first down. It's going to be about 4th down and 2 or 3.
Dominic, there's a very key player that is absent from this offense right now, and that's number 7, Gellis.
I wondered last time we kicked off, I didn't see him, and he wasn't on there again now as I think of it, the last 2 times we kicked off. I wonder if something happened to him.
I'm looking over on the sideline. I don't even see him standing over there. So an interesting story there. We'll try to follow up on that.
4th down and 1. It's going to be a keeper by Shire, and he's got a first down.
Wow, Jason Leonard, head coach, a lot of confidence in that line to go for it so deep on the 20-yard line. Luckily, Stags pick up a first down. 3 minutes to go. 25 seconds.
I know it's deep in their zone, but that was almost, for me, a have to go for. Down 14, you don't want to give Boyne the ball back with 3 minutes left to go, especially with Sharadsky scoring a punt return TD. All the offensive weapons we have, Gardner and Willis at quarterback, Cruzel, anywhere pretty much on the field. You don't want to give him the ball back. Bear on the carry. He's going to be knocked out of bounds by Taryn Bell. And there's going to be another flag. I think this one might be a horse collar on the Ramblers.
Yeah, saw a little reach there, maybe by Zach Bears. Take a look here. Are they going to call it a horse collar, or did he reach all the way up to the face mask? Taking a look at the Stags' offensive side, their sideline.
It's going to be on the Ramblers as Oakhurst over there discussing what they want to do with this penalty.
Here's the call.
Face mask. He did get all the way up there to the face mask. So it's going to be 15 yards added onto that run.
Let's take a second look, see if we can see Taryn Bell.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Just a little tug. But enough. Referee standing right there to see it.
Taryn Bell, a very aggressive player. He goes after it. Little high that time, Bell.
I think he knew it right away because he grabbed and let go immediately. But it was just enough.
Right in front of the ref, though, you're going to get that flag.
Schreier's going to hand off. It's going to be 44.
He fumbles out of bounds.
And it looks like maybe he's pulled a hamstring here as he's going to be brought down just shy of the Boyne City 40-yard line, about the 42.
Our camera guy lost track of that. No fault of yours, Luke Day. I was watching the other side, too. That's just a great deception play from the hands of the quarterback there as he sneaks it into the hands of Muth coming around the right side, and he's still down.
That's definitely not something Kingsley wants to see, like we talked about. Gillis still not back on the field. Have not seen him yet. Muth been a big ball carrier besides him. He's their big halfback. Now he's down with maybe, hopefully, just a cramp for them. Looked like maybe he pulled a hamstring the way he came up. We'll have to see.
So, folks, as we are waiting this injury timeout, just want to let you know that next week's matchup will bring the Ramblers to the road as we travel down for a Saturday game at Traverse City St. Francis. The week after that, we actually head to Glen Lake, and the Team BCVI crew is planning to bring the sports trailer down that way. So if you can't make the travel down to Glen Lake, remember, the password that night will be the day and the month. So it'll be 09/ whatever day that is. Trying to do the math real quick, but look forward to that Glen Lake game. Again, today's password was 09/18, so the day of that Glen Lake matchup. So what we'd like to do is to have you tweet us your RSN viewing party pictures to us, and we'll broadcast those pictures right here on RSN Live.
Schreier's going to drop back and look to pass. He's got pressure from Smith, and he's going to go down. He is going to be sacked.
Had his back turned to Smith. He was looking downfield the whole time. Never saw 28 coming. He pump fakes twice. A little sense there that he had to tuck that thing in because here comes number 28, the freight train.
We bring it back last year. We talked a little bit about those 4 guys: Smith, Cruzel, Sage, Wilmot. Mike Smith, 12 tackles on the season, 4 for a loss, and there's his first sack on the season. One thing I noticed while you were talking there, they showed the sidelines, and it's almost like an NFL sideline over there. I never see Mason Gardner or Derek Willis not standing side by side. 2 quarterbacks talking to each other all the time. Hand off to Aber, off to the left side. He's going to be brought down by Colton Saradsky.
Yeah, I'll follow up with that story, Dominic. I've been to a couple JV games, a couple Pop Warner games, where guess who I'm seeing watching the games? You see Gardner and Willis sitting side by side. Two great friends sharing a common goal, and that's to win for the Ramblers this season.
You look at Boyne City sideline, and you see two giants over there, about 6'3", 6'4", and you think, wow, those are going to be, they're not the biggest guys, but they're tall.
They're tall.
You think maybe they're a wide receiver or something.
Yeah, they look
like. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're both our quarterbacks.
Got an arm on each of them.
Third down, handoff to number 36, Nicholas Andres.
Loving to see our new college students heading off to college, and I agree, Caitlin, what else is there to do on Friday night? Whether you're at college or you're sitting around in Boyne City, you've got to come check out the action, whether you're watching it on RSN or you're here at Earl Brotherson Field. And boy, let me tell you, the attendance here tonight, Caitlin, stretches from the entrance all the way down to the hill.
I'd say it's an average. This is about average now for Boyne City. Handoff, a fumble. They're going to say he's down, though. That popped right into the hands of number 55, Jacob Ager, who was looking to return it for a touchdown. That was number 10, Tristan Fesden, who I'm happy to see getting a handoff there. So he got his bell rang a couple of times there by Malik Smith.
And that's a turnover on downs, as that was a 4th down and 2 attempt. Ramblers take over 1st and 10 on their 35. Here's a difference, Dominic. If you look up in the stands, of course the stands are packed, but what do you notice? The band is missing.
Yeah,
they have moved down to the student section. So we have the student section and the band all in one area, and now the band is making their way over to our area of the field as halftime is about to begin. We're going to take a short break here from the Rambler Sports Network. Please stay tuned and join us for this unbelievable game. 28-14, Boyne City leads right here on the Rambler Sports Network.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why am I proud to live Boyne?
Why I like to live Boyne? I like to live Boyne because not a weekend passes in the summer without something new and exciting happening in our downtown. From Pooch Fest to Mountain Mayhem, Boyne Thunder to Boyne City Triathlon, to the simply amazing Boyne City 4th of July. I never want to be anywhere else. My name is Rainey McCune. I run cross country, play basketball, and softball here at Boyne City High School.
Welcome back to the Rambler Sports Network. We have 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go here in the first half. Ramblers have the ball at their own 35-yard line. And one thing I've noticed this game that's been different from the last three, Derek Willis here playing the whole second quarter, Mason Gardner playing the whole first quarter. I wonder if Hills is going to go by a quarter basis here for each quarterback, as Smith gets a carry for a gain of about 2.
Very good observation, Dominic, as you're right. As we approach halftime, it will be interesting to see if Mason Gardner comes back out in this third quarter. Smith picks up about 3, brings up a 2nd and 7 on the Boyne City 39-yard line. Clock ticking down to 42 seconds. I believe the Ramblers have 2 timeouts left. We'll see how Coach Hills plays this half out.
I thought we'd just kind of run the ball out here, but the way Willis came into that huddle, it looks like we might try to go to the end zone here. We'll have to see. He's going to hand off to Taryn Bell. He's going to be stopped. No gain. That's going to be number 36, I believe, Nicholas Andres.
Nicholas Andres, they're all region defensive tackle last year, so quite a standout in his junior year. He's right back here punishing our running backs in his senior year, looking to make another run at all region.
And Boyne City let the clock expire and go to halftime with a 28-14 lead. And we'll be right back with the Rambler Sports Network.
Man, I've been waiting all night, man. That's how long I've been on ya. I need you right now. I need you right now. I don't know if you get a man or not, if you made plans or not.
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why do I like to live Boyne?
Why am I proud to live Boyne?
I like to live Boyne because of places like the Avalanche Mountain Reserve. I feel lucky to have such a beautiful and cool place so close that provides the community with such fantastic opportunities for exercise and outdoor activities. My name is Garrett Fogo and I run cross country and am involved in DECA here at Boyne City High School.
To the Rambler Sports Network, where the Ramblers lead now 28-14 as we get into halftime. And we are most likely going to bring you some more sounds of the halftime show as Brandon Ivey is bringing out his marching band. Drum major this year, Ben Forbes, will be taking center stage and directing his band. And a very special moment that I will be proud of. My son, Jacob Coates, has a lead song, Dominic, to sing at halftime show. So we'll be checking that out. We've got Grace out there.
Colin Fitzpatrick
on the crew, catching our sounds of the game. So we're going to tune in to the Rambler marching band here.
Drum major 54. Your banner ready.
It's halftime.
Rambler the field is yours. Baseball teachers and coaches will enjoy a useful career. And with Apple. Wishing you were someone here again. With senior soloist Erica Luckman. And color guard Captain Mackenzie Hager, masquerading with soloist Jeremiah Johnson, and senior Forrest Kerr, and music of the night with soloist Chloe Britton, and senior Samantha Orban, and featuring Jacob Coates. Bert!
If I heard that right.
you know.
Come here now.
position of excellence down the field, countless millions in the classroom. The Rambler marching band is under the direction
Good.
Now, we're going to attention to the south end zone. Rambler Sports Network home video wall. And RSA host Dominic Santina and Roger Coates.
Thank you very much, Tom. Roger Coates here alongside Dominic Santina, and here we are on the Rambler Sports Network. Want to welcome all of you to the new broadcast trailer sitting right here at our end zone on the north end. Let's recap some of the highlights tonight, Dominic, as we're looking at the opening offensive drive from the Stags, an outstanding play to number 88, Case. And then the Ramblers come back and answer with a Bell touchdown run. And then as the momentum shifts, we can see the Ramblers taking a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, yeah, we talked about Mason Gardner, now close to 200 yards passing and 5 passing touchdowns on the season. So really, this Rambler team passing more effectively than we did last season. And we talked about Bell and Smith, the back combo for the Ramblers, now over 600 yards of offense.
All right, and we're going to send it right back up to you, Tom, as we seem to be having some audio. Oh, here we are. Want to recap also an 80-yard touchdown catch from Tanner Crizel, a long bomb pass from Mason Gardner, as the confidence of that young sophomore grows more and more. Smith with a touchdown run, and Colton Saratsky with an excellent special teams touchdown to cap off this 28-14 lead.
Well, he definitely talked about the momentum shift. It started with Colton Saratsky down here on third down, deflecting that pass, and then it turned into that Mason Gardner to Tanner Crizel 84-yard touchdown pass. And it just capped with the Colton Saratsky punt return. So definitely momentum shift here for Boyne City as they look to keep up this 28-14 lead and hopefully make it a bigger lead.
And fans, we'd like to thank you week to week coming out and supporting these Ramblers. Here they come right back onto the field. Let's give them a big hand and support of our Rambler football team and its winning tradition. We're going to send it right back up to you, Tom, and if you'd like to tune in, the Rambler Sports Network will be broadcasting in 2 weeks live from this mobile sports trailer in Glen Lake. You can tune in at Rambler Sports Network right through the school email. The password will be the date of that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you that.
Alright. Let's go. We gotta get up. They're not two.
Butterflies on one. We have some Super Bowl raffle tickets for 2016.
We'll be right back with the Rambler Sports Network. Stay tuned.
Actually, I have one in my hands right now.
Boyne City High School, this is Jen. I can get a message to Thurnis, thanks. Pause it as fast as you can.
2 plus.
I was told to bring this to Thurnis.
All right. Thurnis, up here. Paper. Please take this back to Jen. Thank you.
Welcome back, Rambler fans, to the Rambler Sports Network, where the Ramblers now lead the Kingsley Stags 28-14 as we prepare for the third quarter.
Know where that ball's at. Know where that ball is at.
We want to thank some of our sponsors, as the RSN Network is now being sponsored by several of our local sponsors. We'd like to start out with Pat O'Brien. Pat O'Brien is a true believer. When an idea makes sense to him, Pat throws himself behind it, withholding nothing. He believes in Boyne City, its schools, its downtown, the entrepreneurs, and all of the Boyne City's values and dreams.
Kingsley will kick off to Boyne City here to start the second half. It's going to be Saradsky and Bell once again back deep for the Ramblers. See if they can get some more by Colton Saradsky. Looks ready to go as he had a 50-yard punt return into that first half. Kokorin kicks off deep, and it's going to go to Saradsky. Bell out in front with Luke Sage. He's got a little bit of a gap. Little bit of room to run. And he's going to be taken down hard at the 47-yard line by number 2, Daniel Schnitzel, and I believe number 72, Nathan Ames.
How about that? 2 very special plays from Colton Saradsky, back-to-back special teams plays. And this game might come down to the special teams plays that we've seen tonight.
Well, and once again, we talked about it here in the first half. It's going to be Mason Gardner maybe here to command the third quarter for the Ramblers at quarterback, as he is now under center once again. And he's going to hand off to Malik Smith up the middle. He's going to power across the 50-yard line as it's Schnitzel again on the tackle into Kingsley territory.
Take a look at this replay here. You can see the linebackers respecting Mason Garden as they're kind of in a standstill, not knowing if he's going to pass, because he is very well capable of doing that. And the read of the defense.
Gardner under center.
Possibly
he will hand off to Smith, who is met in the backfield and is able to get 1, maybe 2, as it was number 55, Jeff Pearson, on the tackle. 3rd down and 4.
Stags obviously watching the tape on Malik Smith, as they're doing an impressive job keeping him to a minimum tonight. I'm sure he's probably not reached the 100-yard mark, as he has done a couple of games this season so far.
He's definitely not having that 7.3 yards per average that we were talking about. But when he has got the ball, he has had some quite a big hits. And here comes Gardner, drop back. He's got pressure. And he was pressured from the right side there by number 80, Keenan Anderson. He was looking for number 12, Tanner Cruzel, and had to get that ball out a little faster than Mason would have liked to, which brings up 4th down and 4. And Luke Sage will come on to punt it away for the Ramblers.
I like the play call by Coach Hills, however. 2 draw plays into Smith. Brings the defense in a little tighter. 3rd play. Comes back with a pass. Although incomplete, he did have a good look at his receiver coming across the middle.
He had a couple guys coming off his right side there, and Mason, not the biggest guy, didn't want to get clobbered and knew he had to get it away probably a couple seconds faster than he wanted to. As Sage puts a kick into this one, this is going to roll. Cruzel's going to down it at about the 10. He's going to down it at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kingsley, deep in their own territory. Guess who I still don't see on the field?
I was going to say the same thing. I'm looking for number 7 back there to return that punt. Nowhere in sight, Dominic, and that obviously has to concern Coach Leonard for the Stags, as he's watching his offense start to struggle here. Again, special teams doing a great job. Luke Sage keeping this punt down around the 10-yard line. This becoming a deciding factor so far in these last couple plays between the two teams.
Shire hands off up the middle, breaks a couple tackles. Is number 36, Nicholas Andres. He'll gain about 4 before being brought down. That's going to be Taryn Bell and Luke Sage. Actually, he breaks Luke Sage's tackle. It's going to be Carter Wilmot and Taryn Bell. Colton Stradsky coming in there at the end.
And you can see Coach Leonard's new game plan. Feed that ball to that big number 36, Nick Enders. He's their all-region defensive tackle last year. Nick Endres, number 36, starting to pound the ball, making a second down and about 2 yards to go.
Kingsley got 3 receivers out, and he's going to be a pass. Shire drops back. He's got him wide open, and he drops it over the shoulder to Tyler Case. 20, 10, no one's going to catch him. Touchdown. And once again, the Ramblers defensive backs get beat. He hits big man Case, and a big touchdown here. Oh my gosh, 81 yards into the end zone. Uncovered, beautiful throw, touchdown Kingsley.
Not only that, the beautiful throw, beautiful catch, timed perfectly, but take a look at our secondary. They're a good 7 yards behind that receiver. Has to make you wonder, where were they? So Coach Leonard's going to take a look at that, and he may draw that passing game out a little bit more, knowing. And the extra point is up.
And Kokorin kicks it through. It's 28, 21 Ramblers, 9:35 up to go in the third quarter.
3 for 3 for him tonight on the extra point. And again, some of our other sponsors we'd like to talk to you also about. The WB Builders sponsor. That's WB Builders, proudly building in and for our community by employing locally, purchasing locally, and servicing locally for the nearly 20 years. WB Builders Incorporated. Also, Pat O'Brien Real Estate. 6 years ago, the agents at Pat O'Brien and Associates voted to donate a percentage of each of their commission checks to a local charity. It was an act of faith because commission-based income is uncertain at best, but since then, as an office of only 8 full-time realtors, they have given away nearly $60,000. Thank you, Pat O'Brien Associates. Working at Pat O'Brien Associates are Brett Binkley and Jim Evans. Brett Binkley and Jim Evans, great realtors, but more importantly, proud fans, proud parents, and proud supporters of our Ramblers. And without the generous help of our sponsors, we would not be able to bring you these games this year. And thanks again to all of you for all that you do, both in our community and for the Rambler Sports Network.
Kokorin will kick off once again to Saradsky and Taryn Bell. This one's a deep, high, booming kick. Saradsky will receive it at the 2. He's got a little room to run. He's going to make a cut, and he's going to be brought down at the 24-yard line, just shy of the 25. Going to mark it about the 24 and a half. Really, that's what I've seen Colton Saradsky do today. He's been the special teams guy. That's the majority of his playing time today. We've seen him a little bit there at defensive back, but majority getting the returns here on special teams.
So Ramblers begin the third quarter with a 3-and-out. Stags come out with a big play back to Case, their number 1 receiver tonight, and that puts them within a touchdown score here, 28-21. Gardner under center.
He's going to hand off to Tanner, who fumbles it. It looks like he's going to be able to jump on it. Cruzel is going to lose 4. And not a good start here for the Ramblers to start this second half.
Loss of downs brings up 2nd and 12. You can see here on the replay, Tanner lucky to get that ball back to keep possession for the Ramblers.
I wonder if Tanner maybe took his eyes up a little bit too early there. It looked like a good handoff exchange there from Gardner to Cruzel. So we'll wonder what happened there. Lucky to get it back though. 2nd down and 13. Gardner going to drop back, pressured. He's going to try to hit Cruzel over the head as he got a shot. And it's going to be 3rd down for the Ramblers. So we talked about the momentum shift. Now it's shifting in Kingsley's direction. But, you know, that's how the game started as well. Kingsley had all the momentum to begin with, got up 7-0. We brought it back. Then they got up 14-7, brought it back 21-21, 28-14 at halftime. So kind of a slow start for Boyne in the first half and the second half.
And we've seen that before, Dominic. Boyne City Ramblers certainly a fourth quarter team. They just seem to find a way to dig in and pull out victories in the fourth quarter, even when they're behind. Luckily, they're still a touchdown ahead. Let's see what they do here, 3rd and long.
It's going to be a handoff to Bell coming near side.
Nice block here.
Cruzel springs them. He falls.
And this one's going to be close depending on where they mark it.
Rambler first down.
They're going to move the chains.
Great job there by Tanner Cruzel on the outside. You'll see it right here. One block there, then comes up, gets big case, gets enough for Taryn just to get around number 2, Schnitzel.
And that's just really good offensive line blocking. You see Tanner coming off one block, does his job there, double teaming the second blocker, coming over on 88 and springs Taryn for a first down. That's the shiznit there, isn't it, Dominic?
Gardner gonna hand off to Malik, and then
he breaks out.
Breaks the tackle.
Still on his feet.
He's still in. Touchdown.
Oh, they're gonna call him out at about that 12-yard line.
No, that's gonna be about the 18.
All right, we're gonna roll the replay here at the RSN Live. Squeaks through that secondary into the secondary, number 5.
I thought he might have stayed in. It's hard to see. Camera couldn't get it there. From my point of view, I thought he was still in bounds, but there. Yeah, I think he did. Saw a little
I think
move
so. I put my eyes
right
on
there.
the field, Dominic, and down on the line here, I can see he did step out just about a toe. Nonetheless, Boyne City inside the 20-yard line.
Cruzel.
First down, 3 yards to go into the goal line.
Gardner under center. He's going to hand off to Smith. And he's in. Touchdown, Ramblers. That'll give Smith now, I believe, his 6th rushing touchdown on the season.
Are we coming through? Because I can't hear either one of us in there.
He's now getting close to 500 yards rushing on the season in just 4 games.
Puts the Ramblers ahead 34-21. I'm sorry, they'll add that point. 35-21.
Cruzel going to attempt the extra point here. Snap, hold by Willis, pressure, and no doubter once again by Cruzel. It's good. 35-21, Ramblers answering that big touchdown by Kingsley. And with 8:09 left to go in the 3rd quarter, Ramblers lead.
Hey, we'd like to reach out and ask our local community, how can you help keep RSN doing what we're doing here? And how can you help us continue to grow even more? Well, you can help us improve by remembering that at RSN, not only are we teaching advanced broadcast techniques to Boyne City High School students, we're making it possible for you and Rambler fans to follow the action from anywhere, not just in Boyne City, but around the world. So we want to continue our service. We want to make it free for our viewers, and our goal is to continue to push the envelope with technology and bring you the best possible product that we can. But to do that is going to take your continued help. So we're asking, if you enjoy our commercials, our commentary, our camera angles, replays, and anything about our broadcasts, please help in continuing to make that a reality and support our service. It's very easy. Here's how you can help. Please make a contribution while watching this game. Just minimize the game window, find the RSN GoFundMe button under where you entered your password, and please keep our service going. That's GoFundMe at RSN. Speaking of RSN, the Rambler Sports Network is also a division of Boyne City's award-winning production program, Team BCVI. We're part of the Career and Technical Education in Charlevoix-Emmett County's school district. Boyne City's visual imaging program has won many awards, and we continue to train tomorrow's workers today. So please help us by going to GoFundMe.
How about this? quarterback Mason Gardner kicking off for the Ramblers. Taken after his two brothers, Austin and Dalton. And it's going to be Carter Wilmot bringing down big number 80, Keenan Anderson, at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Kingsley.
So 5 extra point kick conversions from Tanner Crizel. Perfect night for him on the extra points. Brings the Ramblers 35 points this evening. Stags 21 as they look to start again in their territory with that excellent kick by Mason Gardner.
Shire under center. He's going to drop back. Now he's going to scramble, and he's going to be met by Dom Archie. He's going to scramble for 2 yards and be brought down. Well, you know, Tanner will graduate after the season, so I wonder if Coach Hill's already starting to look into his kicker for next year. And we've had Austin and Dalton be kickers here for the Ramblers for the last few years, so why not try Mason?
It makes sense to me. Makes sense. Question is, around town, where will Tanner go? Will he go up to the UP and follow the tradition of his brothers? Or does he have bigger aspirations to pursue other college directions?
Shire going to drop back again, and here we go. He's got him once again. Case over the shoulder. He's going to run over Tyler Heimball before Colton Saradsky brings him down at the 15-yard line. And like we said in the first half, here we go again with the Rambler defensive backs. The 3rd or 4th time they've been burnt deep. And once again, they go to their 6'4" wide receiver, tight end, Tyler Case. Another big connection.
Hey, Coach Leonard, Dominic, Coach Leonard found a weakness, and he's going to expose that, and that's the second time in the third quarter just now. We're 7 minutes, 48 seconds left in this third quarter, and he's used that deep play twice. You can bet he's going to come back to that guaranteed play so far.
Shire going to hand off up the middle to number 36, Nicholas Endres. He's going to be brought down after a gain of 3, 2nd down. Tackle made by number 55, Jacob Ager, and number 28, Malik Smith.
And that was Tyler Heimball on that coverage again.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for Coach Hills. This has been a week in, week out problem for Boyne City. They got burnt quite a few times against Charlevoix as well.
Tyler's still wearing that brace around his knee that's been bothering him, kept him out of the season last year.
Shire going to drop back, and he's going to get clobbered. It's going to be incomplete as it's right in front of us here on the field. Number 80, Keenan Anderson, the intended receiver. Colton Saradsky on the coverage.
And I believe Anderson could have had that had he dove forward a bit.
I keep looking at this TV. I'm so used to last year, and I turn around and look up, and there he is right in front of us.
I'm talking 30 feet. We're about 10 feet from the pylons on the back of this end zone. Incredible viewpoint from our advantage, and here's another great viewpoint.
Look at that right there. Right to the right of number 32.
Number 7,
I am wondering if that is Daniel Gillis without his pads on. It's going to be a pass wide open. Malik Smith going to try to stop him, and it's going to be Tyler Case with his 3rd touchdown reception tonight.
Yep, Coach Leonard found it, and he's going to come to that. That's their new game plan. Run, run, pass, pass. It's working. They just marched that ball all the way down this field on just a couple big pass plays.
That almost looked like the Patriots the other night, leaving big Rob Gronkowski wide open. I mean, there was not even a guy defending him. Malik Smith had to run over there just to stop him.
He even looks like Gronk physically. Him and 88. It's been an extra point showdown. Both kickers tonight been perfect. Brings the score within 7 once again. 28-35. Stags creeping back, and we'll be right back here on the Rambler Sports Network as we're going to take a short break.
And she'll do anything for the limelight, and we'll do anything when the time's right. Baby, you're making it faster. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, 'cause I can't.
All high school sports, but especially contact sports like football, produce their share of injuries. But never have its players been better equipped, better coached, and better protected by rules which have lowered, that's right, lowered catastrophic injuries. Football is a special sport doing great things for kids, schools, and communities. It's safer than ever, and we're working to keep it that way.
Welcome back to the Rambler Sports Network. We have 7 minutes and 2 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Ramblers up 35-28, and once again, I believe for the third time this quarter, it is Bell and Sharadsky back deep for the Ramblers for a kickoff. And Kokorin will kick off deep again for Kingsley.
Starting to turn into a basketball game, Dominic. Back and forth scoring here.
This is going to go to Sharadsky. He's going to field it at the 1 yard line.
He's lucky
and
to
here
get that
comes
foot.
Kingsley.
He's got a seam.
He's going to break a tackle. And that's going to be big number 80, Keenan Anderson, who's going to rip him out of bounds with some help from some teammates.
See the frustration on Coach McShane's face as I think from my viewpoint he's looking for a few more blocks to stay with their blocks. You can see Robeson here.
Luke Sage
gets off his block and ends up making
Tyler not staying on his block just long enough and helps take Colton out of bounds.
Okay, stay tuned here. We're going to bring you back some more sounds of the game from Earl Brothers as Tanner Crizel takes the carry. Couldn't see that sideline. We're over here on the right side, but they're bringing that over to about midfield.
Right here, you'll see it. Crizel's going to get the pitch. He's got Smith up front. Nice block there from Colin Sutter downfield. Luke Sage right here. He's going to step out of bounds. Right there. And they caught it. You'll see him cut back to the right side. Right there. And he's out of bounds. He was looking to go to the end zone, but he was out of bounds.
I love so far the blockers all in the right place. Coach Hill's coming back the other side.
Yep. Complete opposite. Taryn Bell this time. And now he's got a seam. He's going to be brought down by number 72. Nathan Ames, but it looked like if he could have got through that one, he might have been gone.
I'm so impressed. Malik Smith sticking his block there. Watch Carter Wilmot go upfield, sticks it to number 5. Had Taryn broke that tackle, Carter had his man, number 5, and that would have been another Rambler score. And I believe we have a timeout.
Kingsley will take their timeout.
Score here, folks, 35-28. 6 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in just the third quarter. And so far we have seen a tremendous amount of talent. But nothing beats good sportsmanship with that talent. A great game in sports is when your team puts it all together. But it's not just how you execute as an athlete, it's how you execute as a person on and off the field. It's showing good reflexes and respect. It's showing confidence and character. It's showing skillfulness and sportsmanship. Now that's a great game. Nothing beats good sportsmanship. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
You know, I'd have to say, I've been in the student section a couple times this season already, and the band usually sits down here. I know we talked about it earlier, but they're right next to the student section. I can tell from what they were just playing Let's Go Boyne that the student section loves them right next to them. It's a little hard to hear the band on the opposite side of the stands, but now they're side by side. Handoff to Malik Smith up the middle. There he goes, and he's trying to help that 7.3 yards per game average as he runs for a Rambler first down.
Take a look at this block by Zach Beers right there. Opens that up for Smith.
Taryn Bell downfield.
Wow, impressive line. Smith running through daylight. And he is definitely coming up near 100 yards for the night.
There you go, right there. The band just now moved over for today's game over there next to the student section. And we said something earlier, but I think this is about average for a Rambler game now. Bell on the carry.
He's going to be brought down on a high tackle. Gain of maybe 1. Second down. You know, it's been getting, Rambler football's been getting so big that our away crowd has even been bigger than most home crowds for other teams.
Yeah, Dominic, and that goes saying down in Mansalona, we went down there last week, saw that was evidence. And it goes all the way down to the Pee Wee games. I was at a Pee Wee game Saturday, and even over there, Boyne Rambler fans coming out.
Gardner going to drop back. We've seen this play once already. to Malik Smith. Barely gets it over the head.
Oh!
Big hit! Oh!
Look who the last man standing is. Malik puts a hit on number 50. Has to have at least 3 inches over Malik.
Let me tell you.
Just rocks him. Take a look at this replay.
Is lucky there, though. Just over the outstretched arms of Dalton Morgan to even get that pass to Malik. And then Malik, I don't know, what's that, 6th hit tonight?
Here we go.
He runs somebody over. And that somebody is number 50, Claude Okrit. And man, did he put a shoulder into him. Let's go, boys.
All right, here we are. Ramblers 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line. Take a look at
Gardner.
this view.
He's going to hand off to Smith. And he's going to go around the end, and he's going to be brought down by Okri right there, and there's going to be a flag.
I believe I saw a face mask for number 80 right there at the end. Let's see which way this goes.
80 would be number Keenan Anderson.
If it goes that way, that's another few extra yards tacked on. We're going to wait for the call here.
It's going to be on Kingsley, as we see number 2, Luke Sage there, talking with the head official with what they want to do. Horse collar. So it's going to be more yards tacked onto that run for Malik.
All right, we're going to take the angle over to Jeremiah Utley behind the camera. Here we are on the north end of the field. Dominic Santina, Roger Coates bringing you the action from this year's 2015 new crew of RSN crew members. Thank you, Jeremiah. And we're going to take it right back to the action where the Ramblers are taking over 1st and 5 here. Give to Malik Smith.
I think he's in. They're discussing what they want to do. I think they're going to mark him inches short here. He tried to reach for the end zone, and yep, they're going to call him about half a yard short. 2nd down.
All right, behind the Rambler Sports Network trailer is another mini football game going on. We have Will Brown being taken down there. Will Brown, I think, got a horse collar on that. Flag on the play.
Little Alex Calcaterra there. All right, here we go. 2nd and goal. And Gardner trying to sneak it in, but flags all over the place, blowing this play dead.
Back to the other game. Want to point out number 28 there, Calcaterra, went to his game last Saturday, and first 2 plays from scrimmage. Dominic, 60-yard touchdown, 50-yard touchdown. Alex Calcaterra is the next Maceo Roman.
You just got a fumble recovery right there.
Look at that.
Brought down and tackled.
Oh, we got another fumble. Recovered by Gavin Hewitt.
Illegal shift on the Ramblers. That's going to bring this play back.
Ball was down to the 1-yard line, takes it back to the 6-yard line. Ramblers still looking at 1st down, however.
1st and goal from the 6.
This has been a very long 3rd quarter, as there's still 5 minutes left to play here. Ramblers, if they can punch this in.
Pitch to Bell. He's got some blockers. He got some room.
Reaches for the pylon.
No, they're going to call him a yard short.
Couple Rambler fans disagreeing with that.
You said long 3rd quarter. This has been a whole long.
Okay, nice job.
We're going on 2 hours now already. How about this? Every single last 2 years that I've been broadcasting, the first game we do at home is always a no-brainer. Oh, we look at Traverse City last year. Overtime, 2-point conversion to win.
Hey, Coach had a chance to go for 2 to win it, or go for the extra point and tie it.
Smith into the end zone, touchdown.
And here we have another shootout between Kingsley and the Ramblers, but they score again. That's the Ramblers taking this score up to 41. Kingsley 28. And there's our graphic. Fear the cannon, baby. They must be running out of gunpowder over there, Dominic.
Malik Smith having another big game again today. It's his second rushing touchdown, puts him up to 7 on the season. This is just the 4th game of the year, and I'm guessing he's got over 100 yards today, which would put him over 500 yards on the season.
2 over 100-yard games already this season. The only team to keep him under 100 this year would be Charlevoix. I believe Smith is well over 100 tonight.
We're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back with the Rambler Sports Network. Stay tuned.
No, I got to be right now. I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now. That's how long I've been on ya.
In the game of life, it's not how far you can hit the ball.
It's not how high you can jump. It's not how fast you can run.
Or how many points you score that matter.
It's really how you play the game that counts.
My high school athletic career will only last 4 quarters.
For a few years.
For that moment in time.
But the lessons I learned will last me a lifetime. Leadership, teamwork, hard work,
work ethic,
how to deal with both success and failure.
Those will last me a lifetime.
We are Lake Michigan Conference.
Welcome back to the Rambler Sports Network, where the Ramblers just took in another scoring touchdown. That one brought in by Malik Smith on a 5-yard carry. As the Ramblers get set for kickoff, and we will watch Tanner Crizel come on back out for the kick.
There it is. Handoff right up the middle, about 1 yard actually, as Taryn Bell ran it down to the 1 yard line. We thought maybe he was in. And we talked about Maceo Roman, big guy last year, broke the school record for touchdowns in one season. And who was going to fill his shoes? And there on that drive there inside the 10-yard line, we saw both of them who have stepped up this year. Taryn Bell and Malik Smith.
A team effort. You got power in Smith, you have speed in Bell, and Coach Hill sure knows how to use them both.
And there's Tanner Crizel, and they're not going to even try to catch this one. It's going to land about 8 yards deep into the end zone. So maybe that was a one-time try. Maybe Tanner was feeling a little tired, but he's back kicking now.
Hey, another fun fact, Dominic, on the Rambler Sports Network. Every home game that I've been a part of here on this field, we've been undefeated. That doesn't count the away games where we lost down in Midland. But here at home, the Rambler Sports Network has been undefeated when we broadcast. And I sure hope that tradition continues. And that really starts with the foundation of this well-executed coaching staff.
Hopefully changing positions from where we are doesn't jinx any of that. As this play is going to be blown dead. There's a flag on the play. A false start on the offense. That'll back Kingsley up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 at their 15 with 4:36 left to go here in the third quarter.
All right, so what can you expect? Well, we've seen a couple of big play passes. I expect Coach Leonard is going to draw that out here in the next couple of plays. So look for that. He's been going to either number 88, Case, or number 80, Anderson. My suspicion, be prepared for that in the next couple of plays, especially on a 1st down and 15 to go on their 15-yard line.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And if not, I'd expect maybe Andres to run it 1 or 2 times and then look for them to go deep. And here it is. We called it. There he goes. Look who he's looking for. Case. Great coverage that time by Colton Saradsky. And look at that. Colton Saradsky, Malik Smith, Luke Sage, all ganging up there on Case. Pressure there by Wilmot. And Shire throwing that one away. So I'm sure Coach Hills, Coach Bricker, everyone over there on the sidelines getting on the case of defensive backs. They have been burnt at least, I remember, 4 or 5 times here tonight.
Rambler secondary going to learn quickly as down the schedule we face a number of more passing teams. Grayling the biggest on our schedule.
Here we go. Drop back again. Pressure. Looking for both of them. It's going to be caught by number 10, Fesden. It's going to be
past the 35-yard line to about the 37, 20-yard completion.
Carter Wilmot, Taryn Bell, both playing that on the backside of the receiver. Somehow needs to find a way to cut back inside while that ball's in the air and make a play on that.
You know, that's what we saw last year. I think we had close to 10 interceptions last year between Dalton Gardner, Mac Alexander. Two great defensive backs that really read the ball. And that's definitely something Coach Hills needs to work on here. That and penalties if we want to beat that tough Traverse City St. Francis team next week.
Absolutely. Rick Coates, quarterback, comes back next week. He's a senior this year, and he's got a great arm. We saw a lot of great passing plays from him last year right here. We'll travel there next Saturday, and Rambler Secondary are going to be very prepared for that.
They're right there. Andre's getting the carry. And one name we have not said as much as I've liked to say tonight, and not as normally as we've said in last year and years past. It's number 2, Luke Sage. He was in there on that tackle with James Roberson.
Last week he had a high this season, 15 tackles against Mansalona. This week seemed to be running away from him or finding ways to avoid him.
There he gets a shot in there at Schreier, but it's complete to Snickdall for close to a first down. And, you know, we talked about Mason Gardner having 2 big completions. Schreier's got to be close, if not over 200 yards passing.
Yeah, I'd love to see the stats on him tonight as he's dropped. Well, we saw the first play of the game was a good 75, 80-yard pass, so he may even be approaching 300 yards.
Yeah, it's 250 maybe. There is a flag on this play.
Well, Boyne Secondary has to know it's coming. They certainly have started to rely on it with time going. It's kind of moving slow, actually. I was going to say time ticking down in the third quarter, but still 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. But with the score being the way it is, you can look for Kingsley to keep passing the ball as they've been doing very well passing it.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised right here if this is pass interference maybe on the defense. Personal foul. Helmet-to-helmet contact on the defense.
Yep,
Boyne City's defense could not get a break tonight. Man, I don't even know how many penalties this is. It's probably close to 15.
Well, this has been a very, very offensive game on both sides. High-powered, potent offenses. And if you're enjoying watching the game, whether you're here or away, and if you can join us in 2 weeks as we travel down to Glen Lake, keep in mind that if you enjoy everything that we do here at RSN, it's very easy for you to help. You can make a contribution, even if a small contribution, by going to the RSN logo on our homepage and find the GoFundMe button and make a small donation to help this staff and this crew of high school students continue to grow in their career technical education.
Well, I can tell right now I don't think Coach Hills is happy with his defense because he's kind of towards us, away from everyone else on the team. So maybe a little frustrated with the defensive backs, and now, you know, they kind of settle in a little bit in another penalty. Handoff there to number 36.
We also wanted to extend an apology for those that have been tweeting tonight. Your tweets will be fed through the RSN Twitter page. However, we are not able to bring them to you live on our broadcast any longer tonight as we've lost connection there. Keep in mind we have a very fresh crew on the RSN staff, and so working through some of those bugs. But we'll get it figured out as Randy Calcaterra trains this
Carter
crew pretty
Wilmot
well.
almost had it, and there it is. That is number 80, Keenan Anderson, on the reception. You know, we talked about yards, but, I mean, I think I can count on one hand how many incompletions Shire's had.
And he has to be approaching 15, 16, maybe near 20 complete passes tonight. And speaking of our Twitter difficulties, Caitlin Banner, sure miss you out here on the live text and the Twitter feed. So call us on Monday. Give us your advice on how we can improve what you did so well last year.
Handoff up the middle. That's number 36, breaking tackles. That's Andres. He's finally brought out of bounds by Taryn Bell. You know what? We talked about them not having Gillis, but you know who else I haven't seen? That is Muth. We looked like maybe he pulled a hamstring earlier. He has not returned to their game either. So 2 big key players for Kingsley that has not returned, but really, I mean, you look at it, Schreier, Case, and Anderson are the only guys they really need.
Makes you wonder, Dominic, if those 2 key players were still in this game, what kind of difference it would be. We're going to come right back to more sounds of the game as Coach Hills calls in his defensive scheme.
Motion pitch, motion pitch. Hey, Morgan! Morgan! No, Morgan! Back up. When that idiot tells me, let's push down. Let's go 40 seconds. Let's play hard. Let's go. Watch the language.
Tyler, you tight that down.
Okay.
Loosen up.
Okay. Thank you. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Watch the pass. 3 pass. 30. Here we go. No. Here's Morgan. Hey, no, Morgan.
That's what we've been looking for all night. We talked about it, the duo of Sage and Cruzel shedding his block right there, getting number 10, Fesden, in the backfield.
Watch this.
It'll end the third quarter.
Finally, that had to have been the longest third quarter I've ever been a part of. As we finally get into the fourth quarter. It's past 9 o'clock, as you mentioned, Dominic. A 2-hour and 5-minute game so far, and we still have 12 minutes to play by game time clock.
Who knows? This may be like a Traverse City game. It might be going to overtime.
All right, we're going to be right back. Please stay with us and check out everything we have to offer in the fourth quarter on the Rambler Sports Network.
Waking up to ash and dust, I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones, and I'm so.
Hello? What up, color? Hold up, I gotta finish something.
Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age.
Welcome back to the Rambler Sports Network. We are about to begin the fourth quarter. 42-28, Ramblers on top of the Stags, and I'd have to say this is the highest scoring game offensively and points allowed defensively for the Ramblers this season.
Sorry, Dominic, I was taking a short venison jerky break there. Friends of mine bringing me a bag. I appreciate that. Hey, we want to remind you in 2 weeks we're going to be down in Glen Lake. We'll fill you in just a moment.
Big third down. It's going to be a pass. He's going to be incomplete. Looking for Snickdal. That was Schreier, and he had pressure right away as soon as he dropped back. Big third down, and now a bigger decision here.
Unbelievable, Dominic. As much as that ball's been in the air tonight from the Stags, not one pick from the Ramblers so far.
Well, like we said earlier, what's that, a fifth incompletion?
And as I was saying, here's what we'd like for you to do to help next week. If you can't make it down to Glen Lake, the Rambler Sports Trailer will be down there. If you are viewing RSN Live in your living room, make sure you tweet us some of the pictures and images of your RSN viewing party. We'll be sure to put that on air.
Here we go, fourth down pass. He's got pressure. Incomplete.
Nice tackle there by Tyler Heimbaugh, who has had a little difficulty here tonight in coverage. He makes a beautiful tackle there to break it up. Turnover on downs. 1st and 10 Ramblers at the 39-yard line.
Big play there. I think Shar had to release that a little sooner than he wanted to as the pressure was coming in. And Tyler Heimbaugh, learning on the job here, becoming very, very fast at what's happening tonight, played that extremely well. We hope to see more of that from big number 20.
Great job there by number 88 to our big number 88, Tom Archie, getting his hands up. He's a big kid. Getting his hands up, maybe deflecting that pass. Well, not deflecting, but getting in his eyes a little bit, making Shire throw that pass a little higher than he wanted to. Smith up the middle, bounces off one tackle, breaks another, and it's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line by Andres.
And this is when I love Malik Smith. It's 4th quarter. He's going to bring this power to you for the next 12 minutes, and Coach Hills knows it, and this defense just might wear themselves down trying to stop number 28. And Dominic, you said it. Look who's running back in at quarterback starting this 4th quarter, Derek Willis.
And this is something we're going to have to look at here in the next few games to see if Coach Hills continues this trend of a quarter per, going quarter-quarter basis for each quarterback. Because this is a pitch out to Taryn Bell. He's got some trouble. He's going to break a tackle, though, and able to gain 2 yards before being tripped up and bringing up 3rd down.
Darren Schickdell, the junior linebacker, finding his way inside the backfield. Somehow Bell able to make some positive yards out of that. Smith, the lead blocker, just ahead of him, brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go. Ramblers looking at midfield.
Well, he talked about, you said it just a little bit ago, Malik Smith, this is probably what we figure is his 3rd 100-yard rushing game of the season. Charlevoix is the only team that was able to keep him under 100, and he had 19 carries for 79 yards. So if he would have had a 100-yard rushing game, it would be interesting to see what his stats are now. I mean, he's averaging 7.3 yards a carry. But as he's going to get the handoff here from Willis, and he's going to be stopped as it was blown up in the backfield before Willis could even hand the ball off. It's going to bring up 4th down, and Coach Hills will send Luke Sage out there to
And you just saw good sportsmanship there from Malik Smith. He knew that was a great play right there by that middle linebacker. Gives up a good handshake as he's getting back up. But look to Smith to come right back at him in this next offensive drive, as right now the Ramblers looking to punt on 4th and 3.
I was kind of interested right there. Mason Gardner checked in for Willis, so I wonder what the deal is there. Maybe Mason's a little bit better protection for Sage. Beautiful punt. It's going to bounce, actually. It was higher than I thought it was, and it's going to be down by Carter Wilmot. Just looking at the TV. You got to start watching the field more.
So many views here for us to watch. The Jumbotron is up and running. We have the TV in front of us and live action right here on the field. And that ball is going to start the Stags
about the 25-yard line.
On their 25. Yep.
9:28 left to go in this game. 1st and 10 for the Stags at their 25. Down 2 touchdowns. And like we said earlier, I'm guessing they're going to go pass here. That seems like what they've been doing lately. Very few runs. And here it is.
Go. He's dropping back.
Pressure. Oh! Is that Dom Archie? Dom Archie hit him in the hands there. Right here, Cruzel blowing the play up in the back. Hey, look at... Oh, no, I thought maybe that was number 7.
Malik Smith there for what could have been nearly his 2nd sack of the night. Just within the grasp of an interception there. That ball's going to be in the air again, and I think the Ramblers defense is starting to learn the ways of number 13.
Oh, it definitely helps when you have Tanner Cruzel starting to get into this game defensively and blow plays up in the backfield.
He's got to, Dom. He's got to give him some pressure. Once he drops back, Tanner's got to get in there and shake things up a bit.
I'm looking for Luke Sage for that big play right here.
They haven't called his name position.
Much. Here he comes. There he is. Look at that. Luke Sage on the tackle.
You called it. You called it. Again, Carter Wilmot, great sportsmanship right there.
That was Andres on the carry once again.
third down here. Stags are looking at, haven't gained a yard yet on 2 downs. We're going to bring you more sounds of the game.
Stay on him. For how long? Hey.
There on the interception, it looked bad. Shire had time to scramble out to his left. You'll see it here on replay. Scrambles out. I thought maybe he had time to go and run for it. Decides not to. Drops back, launches it deep. I thought he had him beat. Look at Taryn Bell. Out of the outstretched arms of number 10, Fesden, into the wide open arms of Taryn Bell. And here he comes the other way. Blockers, Colton Saradsky out front. And that's the Ramblers' first interception this season into the hands of Taryn Bell. Ramblers will take over at the 44-yard line of Kingsley. 1st and 10, Willis under center, sends Bell in motion. He almost has the fumble as it's Mike Smith up the middle. He's got no one. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Ramblers. As he points to the RSN over here.
We got you live on the Rambler Sports Network. If you enjoy that, just like Malik Smith is, we just broke this game wide open, Dominic. Hey, you want to keep passing against this defense? We're quick learners. Coach Hill's very quick study of this game, and he's taught that secondary how to play. Shar, this fourth quarter is going to look a little bit different.
There was one man left to beat, and I think he actually got tripped up there. So Malik Smith untouched after the first line there and into the end zone. Cruzell. Oh! Wow, that was shocking. That's Cruzell's first miss this season. I was just about to say, usually no doubt, and he misses it. But here it is. Look at this. Number 5, I believe, goes down on the play. That's Corcoran. Malik Smith goes untouched into the end zone and points at us right there in the trailer. There's a little point.
Yep, he loves watching these replays back on RSN.
For some of you that do not know, actually, there are some people on the field that are helping us here at RSN. They can't help us right now, but they are part of the program, and Malik Smith is one of them. Derek Willis, Colin Sutter,
PC.
Trying to think if there's anybody else out there. But he actually told me when we set this trailer up Wednesday, he said that if he got a touchdown, part of the celebration might actually be running into the trailer.
Maybe
so
that's what he was
a little over. I think he was pointing at us to get out of the way. That's what he was pointing at. So Ramblers now have a 20-point lead with 8 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Hopefully, that might just put this game away for the Ramblers.
Smith's third rushing touchdown tonight. 48-28. Ramblers starting to play a little more excellent defense in the secondary, and take a look at that long view of our field. The cannon blasting well over its limit tonight, but still enough gunpowder to fill the air. Looks like a Civil War battlefield out there. Wobbly kick picked up by Case. He takes it upfield. Got a blocker in front.
Nice juke move. Cut back.
And he can break it.
Nice tackle there.
Oh! Oh no! That whistle was blown.
Wow.
Even though he was on his feet, we heard the whistle blown. They blew him down. That ball is going to stay in possession of the Stags. That a little debatable.
I heard there was one like that in the JV game last night too as well.
Take a look here. They
right up. Taryn Bell, beautiful tackle, way to wrap up, drive the legs.
It was blown right about here.
Nice hit by Tanner Cruzel. Maybe 1 second earlier, Ramblers would have another 6 points on the board.
Stags catching a break there as they called him down. We'll give the tackle credit to Taryn Bell.
Pass, Shire dropping back. He's got pressure. He's going to be sacked. And that's big number 88, Dom Archie.
Looking downfield, had nowhere to go. Stuck the ball back under his chest. Took the sack because the secondary's starting to look a little bit tougher.
I believe that's James Roberson right there. Shilo's looking to drop back and pass. Roberson blocking his view, coming into screen, and gave enough time for Dom Archie to come in and tackle him in the backfield.
Dom coming all the way over from the defensive end position. Played that excellent. Give credit to the secondary there. Shire had nowhere to go. Second down and 11. He's going to get off.
That's going to be to Fresden. He's going to actually lose more yardage. He's going to bring up third down and about 13 from the about 24-yard line. So once again, we talked about it. Momentum shifts, big key in this game, as it, I believe, has shifted back to our.
And I love the game plan from Coach Hills. He doesn't get away from the run. Sure, he could pass. He's got Mason Gardner. He's got some arms and some receivers. But Malik Smith, he's got the power. He's got the stamina. He's going to keep running the horse. And look what you get, another touchdown from Smith here to start the fourth quarter. We're about 6 minutes, 33 seconds to go.
Handoff. No, it's going to be a pass. He's got a wide open number 88 Case. Colton Saradsky on the tackle. Help from Carter Wilmot.
And he's slow to get up.
That's going to be a first down for the Ramblers.
He took a punishing hit down low, and then coming across top was Carter Wilmot to finish that off.
And they're going to actually have a measurement here. It might just be short. They're saying fourth down on the yard marker. Right here, nice low. You know what? That's what I've realized from Boyne City tonight. Case is a big guy, like we talked about. He's about Rob Gronkowski, to be honest.
He's the Rob Gronkowski out here, opposite side of him, but number 80.
What I'd like to see is we've got low. You're not going to bring down a 220 guy, 6'4", at the shoulders or, gut level.
And they've got knee level.
Yeah,
you're right.
And it's going to be short, about a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and 1 for Kingsley.
And they have to go for it, Dominic. They're down
20
points
left to go. Have to. I'd watch maybe a QB sneak here, though. Last time they were short, not as much, but they still easily got it with a QB sneak by Shire right up the middle.
All right, my prediction, that reverse we called earlier,
is going to be coming up here pretty soon.
Possibly. We'll see. 4th and 1.
This is going to be a big play right here. If we stop him, we got inside the 40.
My overall bet, though, would be Ramblers defense stops him right here. Come on, Luke Sage.
Told you, keep it right up the middle. It's going to be good enough for a first down. Schreier right up the middle. First down, Kingsley.
That keeps the chains moving. Keeps hopes alive for Kingsley, but they're going to now look to hurry this offense up.
He got the first down before most of the Ramblers even reacted.
A total of 11 touchdowns tonight, Dominic. 11 touchdowns. 7 for the Ramblers, 4 for the Stags. All extra points good except just 1.
It's going to be Shire himself. Now he's going to have to scramble. He's going to throw it. And he was going to Case, who seems his right-hand man out there.
It's incomplete. Smith on the coverage.
Little tight end drag play. You can see him coming across the middle.
Wilmot giving pressure. Luke Sage giving him a nice shot. Just behind Case and incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And I've noticed when he has been incomplete, it has been slightly behind.
Or low. He's also had a few low.
Hey, here. Stop. Watch drop now.
Clock has been stopped due to the incomplete pass at 5 minutes and 35 seconds left. 2nd down and 10 yards to go here in the 4th quarter. Ramblers lead 48-28.
It's definitely felt like an 11-touchdown game. It's been a long game. Shire drops back, pressure. That's going to be picked off. There it is, Tyler Heimball. As soon as it was released, I could tell exactly where it was going. This is going to be a big return inside the 25. First and Ramblers.
Tyler Heimball, the last time it came his way.
Pressure by Wilmot. He gets to him. Missed confusion there between Anderson and Schreier a little bit, and as soon as it released his hand, I was watching the field. The only one I saw over there was Tyler Heimball, and it was his to catch.
Anderson didn't even look like he knew what was going on. He could have at least turned around and played a little defense, tried to knock it down, but just looked up, kind of gave up on the play, and Tyler brings it back for a nice interception return. And here the Ramblers are going to look to try and run this clock down. Look for a couple run plays here.
Oh, double wide here. I think that is number 82 getting some playing time. That is Jacob Wilson. And it's Willie Smith up the middle. Here he comes. Touchdown, Ramblers. And another point at us.
That's numbered
right into us.
4 for Smith tonight.
He was thinking about it. There's a little gap between us. He wanted
Can't
to
stop the freight train. 4th quarter, it's been the Malik Smith show. This guy just doesn't run out of gas.
I think this is definitely his best game of the season. I mean, he put on one heck of a show against Mendon, especially that long run. Nothing compared to tonight. He's probably over 150 now. 4 touchdowns. It's been his night.
His secret, Dom? I'll tell you in just a minute.
Tanner Cruzell did not miss that one. It's good. 55-28 Ramblers, 5:17 left to go here in the 4th quarter.
Little tidbit, check this out. Malik Smith, watch this nice juke right here. Which way am I going, George?
That's Kokkonen once again.
And that's all Malik Smith.
Wilson making sure he gets into the end zone. There's the point at the RSN crew.
I'll tell you a secret, Dominic. I'm pulling into the field here about 2 hours prior to game time. Malik's sitting in his little van. He's mowing down on a bowl. Probably 3 times what I can eat of pasta. Meatballs the size of golf balls. So Malik, what are you doing? I'm getting ready for the game. Got to load up on these carbs.
It's paid off, that's for sure.
I didn't hear you. What? What do you say? All right, we're catching a nice long view again of the field. That's 120 yards of view from Jeremiah Utley. Utley's playing the camera. There he is. All right. A couple other malfunctions. Our crane went down, so Utley's on the track and field. That's where we do our high jump, and there he is. Give us another wave there, Jeremiah.
He's just to the left of him.
And that shot coming up from our crow's nest.
Just to the left of him is our trailer, so tells you how close he is to us.
Dominic, you did a little piece on that cannon. I'd be curious how much gunpowder they actually bring to these games, because that's touchdown number 12 tonight.
You know what? Tanner Evans and Mary Anderson helped us on that, and they told us about 7 shots per game. And I asked them, it's going to be developed here, and it'll come out here in the future. Tanner Evans is working on it.
All right.
But I asked him, I said, hey, have you ever had to make some as you go? And he said, you know what? We actually have to bring some just in case. I'm guessing tonight they've had to make a few.
Tonight's a just-in-case game. 12 touchdowns. I don't recall a touchdown frenzy as we're watching tonight. Stags looking to take over here in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. Possibly Coach was looking to run that clock down, but Malik finding a gap and is going to take that touchdown every time. Stags getting bottled up there at the line of scrimmage. And a very short gain. Before the end of tonight's broadcast comes to an end, I want to make sure that we're all aware that MHSAA is the broadcast of today's game is copyrighted. It's a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, Rambler Sports Network, and Boyne City High School. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and the Boyne City High School.
Right before you said that, you could hear Coach, drawing blank right now, but Coach McShane there yelling in, telling the defense good job on wrapping up and making that tackle.
Comes right down to the basics. You learn that right down in the Pee Wee level. Wrap up, follow through, bring your guy down, wait for your extra help to come and bring that guy down if they need to.
That's one thing I'm sure Kingsley does not want to see is number 50, Oker, getting up a little slow there after that play. They've already had 2 big injuries. Like you said, probably would have made an even bigger difference in this game. But they definitely don't want to lose another. Drop back. Schreier's going to pass in and out of the hands of number 88, Case. And I'm sure more than anything, he's exhausted.
Hey, you know, if we did a quarter by quarter, Dominic, his incompletions in the fourth quarter
have got to be probably double what he's had all game.
They've gone up a lot in the fourth quarter. He's just not as sharp.
Lock it out.
Check out Autumn Vesbuskas there. She's in the game. Number 62. Looks like she's playing tackle.
It's a pass again by Schreier. He's got pressure. He's going to evade. Now he's going to throw. He's going to get bumped. Incomplete. Number 58, Dylan Hutter, looking to maybe make an interception there, but more importantly, it's 4th down and 9 at their 22-yard line of Kingsley, and they're going to have to punt it away with 3:42 left to go here in this game.
They're calling that a turnover on downs, Dominic.
Oh, that was 4th down.
Ramblers are taking over here, 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line, and Stags just in a corner at this point. Have to go for it on 4th. It's 2 in a row they don't complete. We're going to check out some of our seconds coming in so that we have number 21 in the backfield.
Willis, he's going to hand off to Tyler Heimball. He's going to be ripped down by number...
Going with it! Way to get up and finish!
I didn't really see him get I didn't know you're still on me.
Strong left!
Man, I don't know when it's still on anymore.
Skylar Rostar on the carry there.
He's had the last few carries. He's getting a spell from Malik Smith. I think Malik's had enough tonight. We're saying over 150 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think he definitely deserves a break here. Getting some juniors into this game, letting them get some playing time that some kids normally don't.
One thing I've noticed this year, Dominic, is Coach talking with both young quarterbacks here on watching this back judge when it's time to run that clock down. Watch that back judge's arm. He's going to wave it here. Derek Willis watching those seconds tick down.
Wasting the time away. This is going to be number 45, Drew Kerr. He's going to be brought down. Good enough, though, for a first down for the Ramblers. That's going to set up 1st and 10 inside, or 1st and goal inside the 10 at the 5-yard line.
Do you take a knee? Do you let your young guys taste that touchdown?
Get a minute 15. I don't know.
I give it to my young guys.
I would too.
Skylar Rostar, meet the end zone.
I don't think so. I think Willis is going to take a knee right here. The formation we're set up in.
That's a classy move.
Yep. Willis will take a knee right here. Just had to pick up 4th down right there, and we're going to seal this game. Willis just waiting.
And that's
waits for the time to tick down. He'll do it 1, maybe 2 more times, and this game will be over. The Ramblers will stay undefeated, move to 4-0, and have a walk out of here with a 55-28 victory over Kingsley.
Traverse City playing Benzie Central tonight. Most likely coming away with a big victory as they shut out every opponent this year, and that just might set up a 4-0 versus a 4-0 team next Saturday. Make sure you come out and support our Ramblers down in Thurlby Field.
Willis will take it one more time, waiting for that back judge, like we said, to tell him it's time. Takes the snap. He'll knee it. That'll take it down to 10 seconds. He'll run out the clock. And the Ramblers are going to move to 4-0. And once again, as we talked about, they're undefeated when RSN broadcasts here.
And there goes the cannon to sound the end of our game. 55-28. Boyne City Ramblers pulling out a huge victory. What looked like a scary game when we started this first quarter, knotted up at 14 all. And once we figured out how to tighten that secondary up and shut down that quarterback and his great arm and his great receivers, this turned into a different game. All right, as the players line up for their good game handshake, we're going to take a short break here at Rambler Sports Network and hope to capture an interview or two from some of our players. So stay tuned and stay with us. And come right back and join us on the Rambler Sports Network.
What it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Get up. First shot, give strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking. And this here is a party. A posse.
Waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in. The chemicals. I'm waking up.
Hello? Hi, Mom. Hold up, you gotta finish something. Talk to him. Help.
Yeah, Mary loves it.
Got tested a little bit there, huh? Yeah, that's fun though, right? We don't need to do that all the time, but hey, that's all right. I like the way we responded, right? For a number of certain times in that game where I'm like, I wonder what we're going to do. I thought we were getting a little bit tired and kind of struggling with some things. You guys just stuck to what you're supposed to do. Listen to coaches. We're able to move around, do some things, and have a good game today. tremendous heck of an effort. Nice job. Okay, let's bring it in here.
Coach Hill's rallying his troops, congratulating how well they stick to their game plan.
You better step aside. You better step aside. A lot of teams in. A lot of teams in. A lot of teams down. A lot of teams down. An offensive iron. An offensive iron. Defensive steal. A defensive steal. If one of them don't get you, if one of them don't get you, the other one will. The other one will. 1, 2, 3. One down.
One of them doesn't get you, the other one will. And that's Boyne tough right there as they come out of their breakdown. And again, this broadcast would not be possible without the generosity of our sponsors. And at this time, we're going to highlight some of those sponsors, one being Pat O'Brien. From the time you started hearing Pat O'Brien's name, it was an association not just with his success in real estate, but also his involvement in our community, his children's and now his grandchildren's. Schools, Unity Hall, St. Matthews, Challenge Mountain, Camp Quality, Charlevoix Community Foundation, and so much more as the years have passed. Thank you, Pat O'Brien. Also, WB Builders. WB Builders is a residential construction firm offering a wide range of services such as general contracting, framing and siding, custom cabinetry, and as well as spray foam insulation. With a staff of 16 skilled local craftsmen, WB Builders has the capability to see any project from start to finish. Pat O'Brien, giving back is part of what makes Pat O'Brien's Realtors tick. Pat O'Brien Realtors have contributed to keeping people's heat on, food on their plates, coats on their backs, and joy in their hearts. When Pat O'Brien and Associates thrive, we all thrive. And also Brett Binkley and Jim Evans. Brett Binkley brings Boyne pride to work. Check out BoyneCityWebcam.com for the fun side of real estate. And again, we'd like to thank our sponsors. They are not only key to the success of Rambler Sports Network, but they are also helping sustain our excellent athletic programs. So thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you to our Ramblers and all the fans who come out and support them. And we're still possibly waiting for an interview or two.
Well, you know, we talked about, and I think we saw it mostly tonight, we talked about the offense. Big yards out of Malik, you know, Mason Gardner being able to throw the ball effectively. And we saw it both tonight. You know, we talked about Malik 4 touchdowns, Mason connecting on 1 touchdown pass, a big one to Tanner Cruzel. You know, so I think we saw what we expected to see. And a couple things that they got to work on, like we talked about, defensive backs getting burnt. Traverse City, you know, is gonna, they'll watch film just like that, and they're gonna go after us next week. So
you can guarantee they'll be watching tonight's film and see how did Kingsley put up 28 points against this tough defense. We've got a tradition in shutting people out and keeping the score very, very tight. And as we go down to Traverse City next week, we hope that our secondary can come out like they did in the fourth quarter of tonight's game and shut down the St. Francis receivers next week. Offense looked great. Tons of offensive plays, putting up 55 points on the board tonight from the Boyne City Ramblers offense. Malik Smith ends the night with 4 touchdowns. Bell with a touchdown yard run. Cruzel with a touchdown catch, and we have Tanner Cruzel right here on set. And Tanner, I'm hoping that our crew can get that replay queued up of that touchdown catch that you had, and we're going to get Tanner Cruzel here in just a second with the headsets on.
That's not good.
No, Emma didn't do it.
How you doing, Tanner?
I'm great.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, big play in the first quarter. We're down 7 points. It started to look a little bit scary.
Yep.
We had an opportunity here to throw it deep. The ball's up in the air. Mason threw it. It looked like it was a mile high. You played it perfectly. tipped it again, just like you did in the first reception, and it falls right into your hand. Tell me a little bit about what you saw from your point of view.
Oh, I saw the ball sky high. That was a deep pass, that's for sure. I saw the guy standing right by me, and I just knew it was going to be a perfect ball, and it fell right in the palm. So
at the end of that play, let's talk about the end of that play.
Yeah.
You took a glance over your left shoulder, and it looked to me, from our point of view, that you kind of slowed down a bit, thinking you had it. And then here comes number 7.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
Well, I was a bit tired before that play, and then I had to turn it up, and I realized he was right behind me, but luckily he tackled me in the end zone, so that's always good.
Daniel Gallis, number 7 for the Stags. Played excellent in the first half. Not sure exactly what happened to him in the second half. But here we go. Take a look at the replay here. This is what it looked like from our point of view, Tanner.
Oh, there's the fatigue. There it is. Oh man. Wow.
And there comes Gallis into view. A lot of respect for number 7. Didn't give up on the play, and you had to pick it up a notch.
Yeah. That was funny. I'll get chewed out for that later by Coach Bricker. Yep.
Hey, all in all, great hands. We talked about the hands and the feet of Tanner Crizel. You do such a great job on this offense and defense, Tanner, and special teams.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thanks for coming on out and interviewing with us.
Yeah.
All right, good luck against Traverse City next week.
Thank you.
All right, let's get Malik Smith in here. 4 touchdowns tonight. Put your hands together right here. Malik Smith, did you make the correction? 5 touchdowns. My mistake. I must have lost track.
It's all good.
Sorry. Malik Smith, I want to talk about the last 2 touchdowns. Spectacular. You're coming into this. We had a great view being in the Rambler Sports Network, which you are a part of, this broadcast. I heard word earlier that you may have told Dom if you did score a touchdown on this end, you were thinking about running into that trailer, weren't you?
That was going to be my little celebration. I was going to run in, give everybody a high five real quick, but I didn't want to get called back, so
sure.
Just left that.
Didn't know if the refs would.
That might be a little over excessive. So.
Wonderful tonight. Which touchdown stood out the most for you tonight?
Oh, probably the one, my second to last one, because I almost fumbled it. Actually, Willis was getting tackled as he handed it off, so I barely got it at my hip, and I still got it and scored. So that was cool. I thought I was going down with it. So.
Talked to Malik earlier tonight. If you didn't hear on the broadcast, because you were in the stands, did some math, Malik, and you're averaging, before this game, 7.3 yards a carry on this season. I'm hoping that tonight's stats kind of keep that the same. You look like you had close to 150, maybe more rushing yards tonight, 5 touchdowns. Excellent job. What do you want to say to our fans as we close out tonight?
I just want to say thanks to my line for stepping it up this week, and I'm going to just keep eating my Skittles and doing my thing.
And that pasta.
Yes, sir.
And that pasta. All right. Join us next time. We are on Rambler Sports Network at Glen Lake. The mobile sports trailer will be traveling down there, so tune in to the Rambler Sports Network 2 weeks from now. Until then, good night.
I need you right now. You know how long I've been on ya. Since Prince was on Apollonia. Since OJ had isotoners. Don't act like I never told ya.